Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealer. Visit VWDealer.com. Buy the Daily News, pick up the Sunday paper, and play baseball bingo with a chance to pitch from the mound at Yankee Stadium for $1 million. And by Revel. Reserve your room now at revelresorts.com. Well, it is unseasonably cool. I know we've been very lucky with the weather here in April, but today it feels like early April. Chill in the air. Temperatures, as far as I know, in the 30s. We'll give you the exact numbers in just a bit. So people bundled up against the elements, but they do have a hot pitching matchup for sure. Justin Verlander against Ivan Nova. A sad note for Yankee fans today. Moose Skowron passed away at the age of 81. One of the nicest, most gentle, most giving men that you will ever meet. He played with the Yankees from 1954 through the 1962 season. 14 Major League seasons, 8-time All-Star, 5-time World Champion, 4 of them with the Yankees, once with the Dodgers. 282 lifetime average, 211 home runs, 4 seasons with 20 or more home runs. He came up in 1954. They gave him number 53. In 1955, he wore number 14, and he remained number 14 for the rest of his career. Again, a gentleman, and he will be missed. We send out our condolences to the Moose Skowron family. And now let's listen to Yankee PA announcer Paul Olden.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps? Before the playing of tonight's national anthem, we would like to take a moment to remember former Yankees great Bill Moose Skowron, who passed away this morning. Skowron spent 9 seasons in pinstripes and was part of 4 Yankees World Championship teams, plus a 5th one with the Dodgers. He hit 8 home runs in 39 career World Series games, including a 3-run home run in the 8th inning of the Yankees' Game 7 win over the Milwaukee Braves in the 1958 Fall Classic. He also drove in what proved to be the game-winning run with a 10th inning RBI single in Game 6 of that same series to force the decisive Game 7. A key member of the Yankees dynasties in the late 50s and early 60s, Moose also appeared in 8 All-Star games during his career. Always a fan favorite, his familiar face at the Yankees' annual Old Timers Day was always one of the many highlights of the festivities, and he will be missed by anyone that had the pleasure of meeting him. Moose Skowron was 81 years old. Thank you. Now please remain standing for Robert Merrill's rendition of our national anthem.
Well, we're ready for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees have taken the field. For the Yankees, it's a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Tigers and 3 against the Orioles. Let's take a look at that Tiger lineup. The Tigers coming in 10-9. Austin Jackson, former Yankee farmhand, the center fielder, will lead off, batting second. And playing right field, Brennan Bosch. Miguel Cabrera, the third baseman, will hit third. Cleaning up first baseman, Prince Fielder. Don Kelly in left field will bat fifth. Batting sixth, just called up, the DH, Brad Eldred. Alex Avila, the catcher, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Johnny Peralta. And Ryan Rayburn, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
The lineup for the Detroit Tigers going to go to work against Ivan Nova. Take a look at his numbers on the year. He's gotten off to a nice start. 3 games, 3 wins. The ERA under 4. Look at our scouting report on Nova. A 15-game winning streak. He's hoping to add to that tonight. And he's become a pitcher who has all 4 pitches. Fastball, curveball, slider, and an improved changeup. And he does the little things to win games, too. He does a great job with the running game. There's not been a stolen base against him in his last 12 starts.
Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, left to right, Ibanez, Granderson, and Swisher. Infield, Chavez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third and first. A-Rod is the DH tonight. Martin's behind the plate. And as John mentioned, Ivan Nova is on the mound. The Tigers have lost 4 straight. They made a roster move. They released the popular Brandon Inge, one of their senior-most players, spent 12 years with the Tigers. Inge was DH, played second base this year, third. He started as a catcher, really a favorite of Jim Leland, but they decided they had to make the move, so that's why they called up Brad Eldred. They've lost 6 of 7. That was just in their homestand. They got swept by the Seattle Mariners, so they are trying to shake things up, and pretty good idea to shake things up when Justin Verlander is on the mound. First 12 games, they were 9-3. They scored almost 5 runs a game and gave up about 3. Last 7, well, they've scored 3 runs a game, and they've given up about 7. Oh, Ivan Nova is ready. Austin Jackson is ready. And let's do it here on a Friday in the Bronx. The pitch is low and inside, and we are underway.
Really? This is low and inside, Flash.
Already? Good buddy Joe West behind the plate.
Country Joe. Did you notice Flash in his scouting report? I was just thinking, you know, he was so proud of that last stat. Has not allowed a stolen base. That's such a catcher's point of view. If I'd have done the scouting report, I would have said, loves to get double plays, get you off the field where you get to go hit again.
Austin Jackson with a single up the middle to start off the game. Well, the guys mentioned Joe West behind the plate. Let's meet the rest of the umpiring crew. Andy Fletcher at first, Rob Drake at second, and if you're a speed reader, you probably saw Corey Blazer is at third.
I missed that one, Michael.
That
Thank
was
you for
quick.
repeating it.
Let's drop it down nice and slow. There you go. Here's Brennan Bosch. Boy, he really feasts on Yankee pitching. 18 for 42 in his career, 429, but he's in a little bit of a slump. 5 for 29. And a strike.
Not too many people for the Tigers swing the bat well right now. I mean, they're a good team. There's no way that you, in the division they're in, they're gonna probably run away with that division, but they want to get their hitting together. Lloyd McClendon, a good friend of mine, their hitting coach, said they're starting to swing the bat a little bit better. You don't worry about Fielder. You don't worry about Cabrera. Some of the other guys start to swing the bat a little bit better.
Runner goes, a throw to second. Not in time.
Okay. You know, the good thing about being up here, Flash, is we're going to get a replay, and we're going to be able to say if he was really safe or out.
Sure enough, in the scouting report I mentioned, nobody has stolen a base in 12 games against Nova, and here goes Jackson.
High tag, but I think he's out. What do you think? You're a catcher. You know he's out.
He's out.
Yeah.
He is out.
That was like a Michael Kay. He was so famous for it. You know, you've been hitting so good, you'd go 0 for 5. You guys have been winning, you'd lose. You see the scouting report, he hadn't given up a stolen base. Well, he really hadn't given up a stolen base. He just thought it's safe.
Yep.
The 1-1. 2-1.
Well, you talk to some people around the Tiger organization, and they'll tell you they don't run a lot. I mean, they're an offense that they're going to try to hit the home run. Got some bombers in the middle of it, obviously with Cabrera and Fielder. Jackson really the only guy who has some speed in this lineup. That was his second stolen base.
It's funny because you kind of build teams around, you know, the ballpark you're in, and they're in a huge ballpark. I mean, in Detroit, very hard to hit home runs, but they got guys that, you know, put the ball out of any part of the field in any ballpark. I mean, the old cartoons when you see those big hairy guys coming up against Bugs Bunny, the big thick guys, and they can hit him out.
I'm interested to see them for a few games this weekend. I mean, Cabrera moving from first to third. They say he's been adequate at third base. Fielder, not the greatest defensive first baseman in baseball. Middle infield with Peralta and Rayburn, not a whole lot of range.
Two. Strike three. Bosch down looking. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. Oh, it's 49 degrees. It's supposed to drop down into the 30s, 34% humidity. The wind is 21 miles per hour. It's mostly clear and windy.
Hot tea night, not an iced tea night.
Here's Miguel Cabrera.
Flash, this is the situation. You bring in Prince Fielder and you're a catcher. I mean, you're looking at one of the better hitters in the game. Righty matchup, but you got Fielder on deck. I mean, didn't even get my point across. And the guy's flying out.
Anderson puts it away.
You're going to see that a lot, where he's going to get pitches to hit just because you got Prince Fielder hitting behind him. And in the past, you know, as a catcher, you're going to pitch around those guys every time.
Number 28.
Pretty good pitch by Nova right there, getting in on his hands. But you know what, with all the scouting reports and all that stuff, I mean, the Yankees really have not seen a lot of Prince Fielder. You know, so you don't have those at bats in your memory bank on how to get him out. We'll see how they attack him this series.
Fielder's dad, Cecil, played the majority of his career with the Tigers. And you used to see Prince around the ballpark as a 13-year-old. He hit balls on the roof of the old Tiger Stadium.
Were you catching there then?
Yeah,
I remember watching out there. I thought they had a young prospect up, and then he was like, 12 or 13 at the time, launching him in the upper deck.
I actually lockered right next to Cecil Fielder when I was with the Tigers, and Prince would be there all the time, hanging out in his dad's locker, taking batting practice out in the old Tiger Stadium.
Tigers ended up signing Fielder because Victor Martinez got hurt and was out for the year. And Mike Illitz, the owner, told Dave Dombrowski, the GM, go out and get Fielder. And here is a young Prince Fielder.
Terry Francona throwing some batting practice. He was a third base coach for the Tigers. Huh?
Well, he was hitting right-handed there. What was up with that?
High drive to left center. Ibanez is there, and he'll put it away for the final out. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left. Tigers nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Now get a new 2012 Ford Edge for just $199 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Tomorrow, this clash of the Titans continues in a Saturday matinee at the stadium. Coverage starts tomorrow at 3:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame only on Yes.
We're just getting word into the WCBS newsroom.
There is a verdict in the trial.
When you want the latest news.
All eyes are on the important jobs report.
When you need traffic and weather together on the 8th.
Half dozen collisions.
Heavy rainfall across.
Your home for every pitch of New York Yankees baseball.
What a play!
New York's News Radio, WCBS 880.
I want to go home.
No, you must stay.
I can't stay here.
But we have a chariot for you.
I don't want a chariot.
It's big and powerful like you, yet nimble and compact like us. And it's luxurious.
Oh.
The entirely new Acura RDX. Intelligently built for the size of your life.
Walking through the Great Hall into the seats, and they will see the Yankees bat now in the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at tonight's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. The red-hot captain and the shortstop of the Yankees, Derek Jeter. will lead off. Batting second, the center fielder, Curtis Granderson. Alex Rodriguez slumping. He'll be the DH, hitting third. Cleaning up, second baseman Robinson Cano. Mark Teixeira at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Raul Ibanez in left field hit seventh. The number 8 hitter, third baseman Eric Chavez, and Russell Martin will catch, and he's going to bat ninth.
That lineup for the Yankees, you would expect they're going to have their hands full with Justin Verlander. Take a look at his numbers on the year. 2-1 with a very impressive 1.72 ERA. And we'll look at his pitcher scouting report. He came away with some serious hardware last year. The Cy Young and the MVP, and a true ace in every sense of the word. He had 251 innings last year, so he gives his bullpen a night off when he pitches. The Tigers have lost 4 in a row, looking to stop that streak tonight with Verlander on the hill.
I was reading the stat on Verlander. You talk about workhorse, and early in the year he's thrown 130 some pitches already. He has 56 consecutive games where he's thrown over 100 pitches. I mean, that's insane to me. I mean, someday you go out there, you just don't have your stuff, and you get pulled out of the first or second inning. 56 games with 100+ pitches.
Jeter, a 15-game hitting streak. And he has been unbelievable. 34 hits. His career high for a month of April was 35. This is what he's done against Verlander. Great numbers. And his 34 hits in 18 games, more than any Yankee has ever had the first 18 games of a season.
You see Derek pulling that ball, and you look, that's 84 miles an hour. Change up, taking something at it, and when you're looking for that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, all of a sudden that change up looks like, you know, you can really get to it. All of a sudden you hook it foul.
The 1-2, tapped out towards second. Rayburn. Jeter hustling down the line for the first out. Take a look at the Tiger defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Kelly, Jackson, and Bosch. That's left to right in the outfield. Infield, that's the big question with the Tigers. Do they have enough defense? Cabrera, Peralta, Rayburn, and Fielder. That's third to first. Avila behind the plate, and Verlander on the mound. There's Jim Leland in his 7th season with the Tigers. And the pitch to former Tiger Curtis Granderson is a strike.
That's one everywhere he's coached. One with the Marlins, one with the Pirates. Here in Detroit.
The only championship, though, was with the Marlins.
One of those guys, if you talk to a lot of players, even ex-players, you don't ever hear anybody say a bad thing about playing for him. And that's probably the ultimate compliment you can have as a manager.
There's the resume. 3 division titles with the Pirates, the Marlins, the championship in '97. Didn't do that great that one year with the Rockies, and left after just 1 year. That one's popped up.
I'll tell you one thing, Michael. Somebody down in that truck can type awful fast, because every time I say something, it's on the screen. I know one thing. If I was texting that, it would come up in the 4th or 5th inning.
I watched Verlander pitching here in the first inning, Paul, and you mentioned it, his pitch count, how he throws a lot of innings and a lot of pitches. Always felt like if you're going to get him, you better get him early.
Yeah, he is one of the guys that once he gets into a routine. But, you know, strikeout pitchers are going to throw more pitches. I mean, they don't get the, the first ball sinker ground out. I mean, if you're striking out 6, 8, 10 batters a game, you're going to throw a lot of pitches. One thing about Justin Verlander, though, and we saw it earlier in the start, the last pitch was in the 9th inning, was 100 miles an hour. He's not a type of guy that starts out at 100 and ends at 93. I mean, he keeps his stuff the whole game.
did not go. It also seems like he leaves something in the tank when he really has to reach back and get somebody out in a big spot. Saw a fastball earlier at 92. You know, he can go up to 98, 99 later on. And there's a base hit inside first, kicks off the wall. Granderson's going to go for 2. Bosch comes up throwing. It's a double for Granderson.
I'll tell you what, from Justin Verlander, you've seen a lot of off-speed pitches in the first inning. Derek Jeter pulled a couple balls foul. This ball, another changeup or kind of a hanging slider, something off-speed. Just a changeup, took something off, but Curtis Granderson stays through it, hooks it down the line.
Pretty good at bat right there, and a 3-2 count off a guy who throws hard. You should be expecting a fastball. You get a changeup. And Curtis able to stay back and stay through it, keeping it fair.
Thing is, as a hitter, if you're looking to pull the ball and you're fooled with a changeup, you either strike out or you fouled off. If you're looking up the middle of the field to, you know, try to keep the ball in play, especially with 2 strikes, you end up out in front a little bit, but you keep that ball fair.
Alex did not have a good road trip, 3 hits and 20 at bats. But the Tigers in town might be a tonic for him. .335 hitter against Detroit. That's his highest average against any American League team. Punches that one over the head of a leaping fielder and into right field. Granderson held up. He's coming home, and he will score. So a base hit and an RBI for A-Rod, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
A little smile on Alex's face here. A slider away right off the end of the bat. And Prince Fielder and Yesmo will take a look at his leap. Looks like John Flaherty jumping right there, not real high.
Some guys are in the lineup for their bat, Flash, and Prince Fielder is one of them. Again, off-speed pitch. Alex Rodriguez, you know, if you're man on base, he's going to cover the plate, kind of a hanging slider.
Cano pops it up. Long run for everybody. Verlander was calling everybody off, but then Fielder comes in to make the play. A lot of confusion there.
Tell you what, Flash, this looks like a game plan. I mean, there's another changeup, another off-speed pitch. Either he thinks that the Yankees are a fastball hitting club, or he's going to try to get through this lineup with a lot of off-speed stuff and then go to his fastball later.
See, Verlander starts calling, and then Prince Fielder comes in to make the play. But we were lucky enough to talk to Rod Allen before the game, who does the broadcasting TV for the Tigers. And he said there have been games that Verlander will come out of the pen and say, you know what, I got a good off-speed pitch tonight. I'm going to go with it. And it reminded me of Michael, your and I, our good friend Mike Mussina would do the same thing when he would come out of the pen. You know, if he had a good fastball that night, he would go with it. If the off-speed pitches were working, he had that game plan.
Teixeira struggled on the road trip, 5 for 22. And there's a strike. But Mark usually gets off to very slow starts, so that's not a bad start for him. High fly ball, center field. Austin Jackson will make the play for the final out. Yankees 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1. The Yankees are 6-0 when they score first.
Vehicle stability control, electronic brake force distribution, traction control, and brake assist. All standard on the Toyota Corolla. But do you really need all that safety stuff? Yeah, you do.
Now you can lease a new 2012 Toyota Corolla for just $149 a month or get $500 cash back on Corolla. Now that's a lot for less. Toyota.
We welcome you to Geico Sports Night. We begin at Citi Field.
With the Giants.
At the Garden.
With the Mets. At Yankee Stadium.
With the Mets.
With the Rangers. With the Jets.
It's only here on SNY.
Get your New York sports here.
The network that brings you Mad Men and the producers of Undercover Boss invite you to experience a cutthroat competition.
We hate to lose.
This is a business without rules.
Every week, 2 rival ad agencies.
If we don't get a large account, it's disaster.
1 winner.
This is it, guys.
No second place.
We want to win.
The Pitch, series premiere this Monday night at 9, only on AMC.
Whether you buy a pre-owned or used car, it's new to you. At preownedacura.tv, you'll get new car treatment at pre-owned prices that don't make you feel used. Low prices without giving up selection or service. Choose from New York's largest inventory of pre-owned Acuras in showroom fresh condition and guaranteed to satisfy you with our 48-hour worry-free exchange policy. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned Acura that's indistinguishable from new, experience the new car way to buy a pre-owned vehicle that won't make you feel used at preownedacura.tv.
Broadway slam dunk is Magic Bird, the Rocky at Theater, a must-see. Magic Bird scores high. Yes, from downtown, exclaims Marv Albert. I loved it. And ESPN raves Magic Bird delivers the goods. Magic Bird. Buy tickets now at telecharge.com.
It's time for the Toyota Text Bowl. Tonight's question, should pitchers be eligible for the MVP award? It's a yes or no question. Text your vote to 42951. And standard text messaging rates apply.
It's one of those questions you can't get wrong either, right?
Well, what's your answer?
We talked about it last year when we were going through this. And Verlander was unbelievable last year, but I believe in the thought that there's a Cy Young and there's an MVP, and the MVP doesn't stand for most valuable pitcher. So that's my take on it. How about you, Flash?
Well, I'm with you. I think obviously if Verlander is not on the Detroit Tigers, they don't do what they did last year.
Sure.
Now, I understand all that, but I think of an MVP as an everyday player who influences every game that he's in the lineup.
I think you were kind of on the side of the pitcher could be the MVP, right, Mike?
Well, I think that as long as the award does not specifically say that you can't have a pitcher win it, then they should be eligible. If you think that that guy is the most valuable player on that team, he should be eligible to win it. And there's a lot of awards that are, should, like Yu Darvish, who's pitched 7 years in the Japanese league.
Yeah,
should he be voted for as Rookie of the Year? Some writers think yes, and some say no. He's a rookie in the big leagues. Angel Baroa 1 year beat out Hideki Matsui. So that year they applied that, you know what, he's a veteran from Japan. He shouldn't be voted on as rookie, but he was a better player than Baroa. Other times they haven't. Ichiro won Rookie of the Year and MVP 1 year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Lynn did that, right?
Yes. That's a good start to a career.
Yeah.
Here's a 3-2 to Kelly. And he walks. We told you the Yankees are 6-0 when they score first. Here's also a positive stat. Ivan Nova is 20-1 in 31 career starts in which he has pitched with a lead at any point in the game. And in those 31 starts, the Yankees are 26-5 when he has a lead. Here's Brad Eldred. Broken bat, fly ball to left, coming on. Izzy Banez, he can't make the play and it rolls to the wall. Kelly's going to round third. He will score. Eldred goes to third. Here's the throw. He's in there. It's a triple, an RBI, and a tie game.
Well, Raul Ibanez was brought here to be a DH. We all knew that. Brett Gardner going down with an injury. Now he's going to be playing some left field. He can still play left field. You know, this ball fools you as off the bat, but there comes a point in time that you've taken an angle where you have to go for it. And he got to that point, actually got to the ball, could have made the play. Just didn't happen.
Eldred's first career triple. 31 years old, called up today to replace Brandon Inge. 10 minor league seasons with 5 different organizations.
Did you see his numbers?
Unbelievable.
In the minor leagues this year? Paul, listen to this. He had 13 home runs, 35 RBIs, I believe, in what, 20 games?
20 games, 388 average.
It's funny because the first year I went to AAA, I was in Denver, and we had a backup catcher. His name was Alan Nicely. And he literally was leading the league, doubling everybody in every category.
Avila with a fly ball to left, tagging is Eldred. The catch from Ibanez. Eldred just bluffs as the throw comes in, cut off by Chavez.
Good job there. But back to this story, and as a young player, you look and you think, you know, this guy is so much better offensively than everybody in the league. How do I even have a chance to ever move up to the major leagues? But, you know, you put yourself, you can see it now. I mean, he was a 34-year-old AAA catcher. But I tell you, as a young player, when you're watching a guy just throw up numbers like that and they're still in AAA, it just kind of makes you shake your head.
Yeah, you see some numbers like that in the Pacific Coast League. You know,
right.
The Albuquerque ball flies. But this was an international league playing for the Toledo Mud Hens. Up to a great start. He's going to get an opportunity here.
Infield in with Johnny Peralta up, and breaking ball is a strike.
I'll tell you what, Flash, and I've said it many times, Johnny Peralta's had a great career and still drives in a lot of runs. And I don't know in this count if you would ever give him a fastball to hit. He is a dead fastball hitter. Got one up out of the zone there. Always ready for, you know, fastball hitters, you could throw them 10 curveballs in a row and you throw them one fastball, they're ready for it. But that ball was just out of the zone where he couldn't get the job done.
Peralta had 2 hits and 22 at-bats during the Tiger homestand. Eldred leads off third, the 0-2.
And we'll see some more of those. And Flash, these are the big outs throughout the game. All of a sudden, you know, you've got an out, got a man on third base, but you got an opportunity to get a strikeout, try to get out of this inning to save that run.
On the scouting report we mentioned, now he's got 4 pitches. Looks like the slider is going to be coming here after a curveball.
Tapped right back to Nova. Bobbles, regains, and gets Peralta as Eldred stays put at third.
So Flash, it's really a good job of pitching there, and Russell Martin, good job of calling the game. I mean, he had one fastball that was out of the zone. Everything else, breaking balls and then a slider, didn't allow him to get the ball out of the infield, saved the run.
It is such a luxury if you're Russell Martin behind the plate and you have a pitcher who has 2 types of breaking balls, curveball from Nova and the slider. It's such an advantage when you can kind of wait for that pitch you want to strike out to introduce a new pitch into the at-bat. There was a slider, weak ground ball.
Yeah, you're looking at that count, and you know, you put yourself at the plate as Peralta. You've seen the curveball, it's in the back of your mind, but then all of a sudden you see the slider, and it's a completely different pitch. You haven't seen it.
Ryan Rayburn also 2 for 22 during the Tigers homestand. No one hit on that homestand. They were 1-6. One and one.
And Rayburn had a spring training where he was on fire, locked in, hitting home run after home run. And then you come to the regular season and you get off to a slow start. It's almost like you don't know how to get yourself out of a slump because you haven't struggled.
You didn't have any bad at bats in spring training. You had all your confidence. It was just like you're on automatic pilot.
What a job by Nova. Ibanez turns a fly ball into a triple to tie the game, but Ibanez does not have that run score. See ya! Alex Rodriguez, the youngest man ever to get to 600 home runs.
Fans, come on to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, April 29th, when the Yankees take on the Detroit Tigers in a postseason rematch. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees stopwatch, courtesy of New York Presbyterian Hospital. The 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
Wear your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover.
Now lease a 2012 SRX crossover for $438 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
If you're looking to take care of the problem areas in your grass, you should know that all patch products are not created equal. We're Pennington, the grass seed people. And we're proud to tell you the truth about our Pennington One Step. We put in twice as much seed compared to their Easy Seed. We use a better mulch and, well, look at the difference. I guess we believe in getting to the root of the problem. Don't you? Pennington One Step, honest green.
Verlander is so outstanding. Let's take a look. MVP and Cy Young in the same season. First time that happened since Dennis Eckersley in '92. Second pitcher ever to win Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP in his career. Don Newcomb, the other. 24 wins, most since Randy Johnson had that in 2002. And he won the Triple Crown, wins, ERA, and strikeouts. Not a bad season.
Amazing, 250 strikeouts. Wow.
Here's Nick Swisher. Want to know? 1-1 game. Impressive pickup by Nova after that triple and would not allow the go-ahead run to score. So we're all even. Heard this great story about Verlander. He will not lift his arm into a throwing motion except when the day he pitches and his throw day. Like he won't be in the outfield to throw a ball. His hand will not go above his head in that motion.
Saving extra pitches or something?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. And it was weird to me because he did that Chevy commercial where he's humming on the mound and you can see he threw a ball. So maybe that was on a throw day.
Oh, see, that's right. You talk at home, Michael?
Do I talk at home?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I to myself?
Save your voice, you don't ruin it for the next day.
I do talk at home, yes. Foul back. Stick around during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
We're starting to see the velocity pick up a little bit, 95.
John, who's the best pitcher you ever caught?
Wow, the best pitcher or the best stuff? I mean, probably the best pitcher.
Ooh.
Wow, good curveball there.
Those are the kind of swings you'll see off Justin Verlander every once in a while because you have to know that he has that fastball and then he snaps off that good curveball. I just took over that pitch flash so you can process that big question he asked you.
No, I would probably say Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
You know, the combination of power, location, strikeout pitcher. But it's kind of a loaded question. I mean, I enjoyed catching Bob Tewksbury, who threw 86 miles an hour when I caught him.
So he would fall under the heading of best pitcher. Best stuff and pitcher would be Roger.
Would be Roger.
Who's the best pitcher you ever faced, Paul?
But you know what? Looking at just pure stuff, Clemens, I could not stand facing him because of the type of pitcher he was. He was an intimidator. He had unbelievable stuff. But I felt like I had a chance when I went to the plate against Roger Clemens. I felt like I had no chance when I went to the plate against Randy Johnson because I couldn't see the ball.
Ibanez grounds out to Rayburn. More proof of Verlander's greatness. He was first in everything except for ERA, 2.40. Batting average against 192, whip anything under 1, anything about 1 is outstanding, 0.92. Now you saw that he was the first pitcher since Eckersley to win Cy Young and MVP. Do you believe that a relief pitcher could be an MVP?
You know what is great, and if there could be, Mariano would be at the top of my list. But I mean, you're put in that situation by guys that have played 8 innings out there every single day. And believe me, I know that the Yankees would not have the championships they have without Mariano Rivera. But again, there's guys out there playing every single day, 9 innings.
Count 1-1 to Chavez. Chavez getting some more playing time as they play him at third when they DH A-Rod. Had 2 home runs in that game at Fenway Park, the 100th anniversary game, matching his total for all of last year. Two and two.
Eric, obviously a veteran player, has had a great career, now healthy again. But you walk into the clubhouse and Verlander's pitching, and then you get yourself a little spot start at third base.
That's nice, right?
They call a bad draw
on a cold night.
Yep.
Went off speed, and somehow he fouled it away.
You're starting to see the bite on that curveball, where early in the game, the first inning, threw a lot of just off-speed change-ups. Now he's gone fastball, curveball. This ball hung up a little bit, but just enough bite, and you see that Chavez almost double clutch there. You're so fooled as a hitter that you almost double clutch and to foul that ball off. Back to the changeup, and a lot of times guys with leg kicks, Eric used to have a real big leg kick, is you want to get up and you want to get it down ready for that fastball, and you're so quick in doing that that the breaking ball and the off speed will really give you problems.
Payoff. Fouled away.
I see the fastball now in 95, and I always felt like 95 you had to respect. 91, 92, it's kind of an average major league fastball. But 95 gets your attention a little bit to make those off-speed pitches just a little bit better.
Popped up. Long run for Cabrera. And he makes the play and kind of runs into Avila for the final out of the second. Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the third inning. Austin Jackson, Brennan Bosch, and Miguel Cabrera made this catch. We'll be up.
At Bank of America, we're lending and investing in the people and communities who call New York home. From providing a loan to help a doctor better serve his patients, to supporting access to the arts, and funding that's helping build green, affordable housing complexes. Because the more we do in New York, the more we help make opportunity possible.
What would happen if you were to take away 30 horsepower from the Ram 1500, remove 27 foot-pounds of torque, and subtract 40,000 miles off its powertrain limited warranty? You'd end up with a Ford F-150. Test our metal. Guts, glory, Ram.
Now lease Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x4 for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees.
I'm not scared of the dark. I'm not scared of spiders. I'm not scared of clowns. I'm not scared of Becky Taylor. I'm scared of Mom smoking. Hello. I'm scared that my mom will die.
Quit smoking today. Call 1-866-NY-QUITS for help.
We don't make sports cars.
don't make SUVs. We don't make hybrids. And we don't make luxury sedans. We only make one thing. The ultimate driving machine. Lease a BMW 328i xDrive sedan for $328 a month, and we'll make your first 2 payments.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org. All right, we go to the third inning. It's 1-1 Yankees and the Tigers. First game of a 3-game set. It'll be Austin Jackson, Brennan Bosch, and Miguel Cabrera here in the third. Lincoln scoreboard, identical lines, 1, 2, and 0. One thing they're hoping from Austin Jackson is to cut down on his strikeouts. He doesn't hit enough home runs to strike out close to 200 times a year. But they also don't want to curb his aggressiveness, so it's a tightrope they're walking. It's a nice breaking ball strike. So far this year, in 69 at-bats, he struck out 17 times. Last year, 181 strikeouts. Bunts down the third baseline, and it kicks foul. Austin was part of the package that the Yankees put together to get Curtis Granderson, and that turned out to be a good deal for the Yanks. Phil Koch was also in that package, and Ian Kennedy. It was a 3-way deal, ended up in Arizona. Boy, he's become a very effective pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Since that trade, you see what the 3 guys have done.
Those numbers with Granderson are kind of misleading because of the first half that he had the first year. But man, since then he has been, I mean, just unbelievable what he's done in the American League.
Ian Kennedy for me is a huge surprise.
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy that you watched pitch and you thought, you know what, he's going to have some good games and some bad games, but never really be a dominating guy. And he has. He's throwing the ball well.
Austin Jackson's now 2 for 2 against Nova. The big question with Kennedy, though, if the Yankees didn't trade him, would he be that pitcher in the American League East? Would he have been that pitcher in New York? We'll never know that. But he seemed to certainly jump up a level when he went to the Diamondbacks. Bigger ballparks, no DH. Bigger ballparks, especially the NL West.
I'll tell you what, pitching in the American League East in this division as a young pitcher, I mean, there's a learning curve. There's no doubt about it. And that, to me, what Nova has done, it shows you how good a pitcher he is, too.
You think back to Nova last year at the beginning of the season, and he would always have trouble getting through the middle of a ball game. You know, would have a lead, maybe couldn't get through the 5th inning. All of a sudden, he got rid of that problem. Added the slider. He wins 16 games.
That through the left side for a base hit by Bosch. Coming up, Miguel Cabrera, and let's check out the Home Depot hitter scouting report on Cabrera.
Wow, he's a leader, and this is kind of a funny stat. He's led every category in the American League in separate years. In 2011, he had 340, led the league. Home runs in 2008, 37. 126 RBIs in 2010. He's an all-star back-to-back years for them, and he should get better with Prince Fielder hitting behind him. I mean, it only looks like he's going to get better. What other player, Michael, I'm going to ask you, what other player has done that for the Tigers? Led the league in every category.
You mean in history?
Yeah, in the history of the Tigers. There's another guy that, not in the same year, but, you know, 1 year in average, 1 year in RBIs, and 1 year in home runs.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Was it Al Kaline?
You know what? And that's why I asked this question, because I saw Al Kaline, and I'm like, that has to be the answer. But it's not.
Hank Greenberg?
Nope. Ty Cobb.
Wow.
Kind of strange, because you never think Ty Cobb would do it in home runs, but back then, I mean,
he probably did it with about 9 home runs.
Yeah, but we talked about Moose Skowron, how just a wonderful, nice man that you got to meet by being part of the New York Yankees. And Al Kaline, same type of guy. Out on the field today, just an unbelievable presence and just an unbelievable player.
The 0-2. Nice block there by Martin. Cabrera 1 RBI shy of 1,000 for his career. The leading year that Ty Cobb had for home runs was 9 in 1909.
You just pulled that out of your head, just threw a number out there and it worked.
There's a lot up there.
You know what?
Big enough, right?
If you'd have done that in Vegas, you'd be a rich man right now.
The 1-2.
One of those hitters flash as a catcher, you always think, wow, I got 2 strikes on this guy, he's in a hole. But with a guy like Cabrera, he'll still hit the ball out of the park to right field. I mean, he's really not in trouble when he has 2 strikes.
Well, you watch his body language with 2 strikes. He doesn't change. You know, it's not like he gets a little quicker.
Right through the vacated hole on the right side of base hit. Austin Jackson will score. Swisher flips the ball in, and the Tigers have a 2-1 lead.
You know what, I think they're asking for that baseball. If I'm not mistaken, that might be his 1,000th RBI. The guy's 29 years old, and you look at this is how you drive in runs. 2 strikes. There's a hole on the right side. You know, you can drive in runs as a power hitter, just getting a base hit also, and that's what Miguel Cabrera. Look, we got guys running all over the place.
Now, do you think he saw Robinson Cano holding the runner on and had a little bit of room and just slapped it the other way like that? Is he that good?
I think he's good enough to know that he can, you know, go to right field and get away from the strikeout. And, you know, he had just saw a breaking ball from Nova, and he's still quick enough to hit that outside fastball.
6th youngest player ever to reach 1,000 ribbies. You see the others. And he's the 21st active player with at least 1,000 ribbies. And also showed how totally unselfish he is when they broached the idea of signing Prince Fielder. He said, I'll move to third, no problem. And he had played third with the Marlins, but had settled in at first base here with the Tigers.
And they said he's done a nice job over there. He has not been a liability so far.
Grounded and through for a base hit. Bosch rounds third. He will score. It's a base hit for Fielder, and it's 3-1 Tigers.
Well, Flash, you know it. This is the way to get around these big guys, is get the guys out before them. Now you've got to pitch to Cabrera. Now you've got to pitch to Fielder. Those guys are good at what they do. They drive in runs. Both those guys have taken the ball the other way. Prince Fielder, you know, he'd love to hook one, but look at this ball. Up and away. Just drive it the other way.
Yeah, frustrating for Nova. We'll see how he reacts here, just out of the reach of Derek Jeter, because both Cabrera and Fielder hit the ball on the ground where you're thinking, I might have a double play here, just out of the reach of Jeter. Well, you still haven't gotten it out here in the third.
Well, Cabrera had a fastball. That pitch right there was a hanging breaking ball. That you know, you don't expect to get away with those. When you look through this game tomorrow, if you're Ivan Nova, you don't expect to get away with that pitch.
There's Don Kelly. Pitch outside. Kelly walked and scored in the second. These are big runs with Verlander on the mound, so you have to stop it right here. You can't really let it get away. Now, John has said that Cabrera has been pretty solid at third. You'll see under his right eye is a slight discoloration. And that's a remnant of what happened in spring training. He took a ground ball off the eye, and he was wearing glasses, which cracked onto the face and blackened the eye. When he turns around and stops looking at the third base coach, you'll see it. There you go.
Trying to stay away from the camera. We got so many cameras. We'll get every angle, Michael. If we need to find that black eye, we'll find it.
Salvac. Here's the play where people said, uh-oh, this is not going to be good at third, but he has not had much trouble.
Ouch. Oh, I hate watching those. I mean, and spring training fields are hot, or, you know, they're hard, and that's just a bad hop. There's nothing you can do. Tell you what, as an infielder, you become gun shy and look back and
1-2.
Remember, I was with Cincinnati, and there was really nowhere to play in the outfield. Pete Rose asked me one day, our first baseman, it was actually Terry Francona, had gone down and said, "Can you play first base?" Of course I can. Give you a shot. Went out, took some ground balls. About an hour later, was getting stitches in the emergency room. And sent me right back out to right field.
Swing and a miss. Kelly down on strikes for the first out.
Good pitch here. Flash, I mean, you talk about his 4 pitches, but by the third inning as a catcher, do you know what's working for him to maybe 2 to try to get out of these jams?
Yeah, you know what pitch is going to be the strikeout pitch, and a nice backdoor curveball right there from Nova. Gets a big strikeout and to work his way through the third inning. But you know what, to answer your question, Paul, you would hope to go through the beginning of a game and not have to show all your pitches.
Right.
But as Michael said, every run here in the third is huge with Verlander on the hill. You'll use all your weapons.
Here's Eldred. There's a strike. Along with John Flaherty and Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay, and you are watching Yankees baseball here on the YES Network. Thank you for spending part of your Friday evening with us. It's 3-1 Tigers over the Yanks, top of the third. 0-2.
You know, this is the guy that would scare me if I was Russell Martin, and just for the fact you see his AAA numbers, we just had a good look at them, but you don't know him. You know, he's got some power, obviously a big man, and I'm sure the Yankees probably called down to their AAA team to get a little report. Plays in the International League, but still, from a catcher perspective, you want to have those at bats in your memory bank where you know how to get him out.
That's how. He's down on strikes.
And there's a reason he's 31 years old and in the minor leagues with those type of numbers. There has to be some weaknesses, and I don't care if you're a career minor leaguer or a big leaguer, that's a tough pitch. Good slider down and away.
The last 2 big strikeouts have both been on breaking balls, so Nova knows if he gets late in the count. That strikeout with a breaking ball.
A strike to Avila.
Avila, another guy that, you know, he's hitting 235. I mean, he's an all-star catcher last year. Expect big things out of him offensively. Just really has not got it going yet.
Oh, 0-2. We've got Cabrera at second and Fielder at first. Missed inside.
A good pitch right there. He threw back-to-back curveballs. Then on an 0-2 count, threw a fastball up and in just to get Avila thinking about a different speed. Now, like you said, Paul, maybe goes back to that off-speed pitch, curveball or slider with 2 strikes.
Every once in a while as a hitter, you get that feeling, you know, he was just showing me that fastball up and in off the plate. He's going back in. Ooh.
Cabrera a little disappointed in himself. Thought maybe he could have advanced to third base. A slider down and in, yanked down and in. That's played by Russell Martin, keeping it in front. freezing the runners.
Flash, you got to read that out of the hand and think, oh no, as a catcher, because you really, as a breaking ball, I mean, that thing can go either way when it hits.
Take your best guess on where it's going to end up. Oh, you're right, kind of in between.
2-2. Just under the glove of Nova, and Cano saves the day by stepping on the bag for the final out. Well, the Tigers come alive. The Big Boppers really don't hit it a long way, but they find the hole. First Miguel Cabrera, and then Prince Fielder. It adds up to 3-1 Tigers.
The official ice cream of the New York Yankees could be your ticket to the game. Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Bring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
You still think you colder than me? No, don't tell me. Tell Tiny. And who you supposed to be? Backup? Handle it.
What you looking at?
Cat-like reflexes. Oh.
The Coors Light Silver Bullet Pint. It's bigger, it's resealable, it's still the coldest.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
You plant, you mow, you grow, you dream. Meet the new definition of durability, the John Deere Select Series. With endless possibilities, what will you create? The new Select Series X310 with power steering is here. Drive one today at your John Deere dealer.
New for this season, it's Yes Network's Game Connect, our new social networking space that lets Yankees fans interact with each other and our broadcast booth while watching the game. Find out what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and detailed stats, all in one convenient location. So let's meet up and tweet up at YesNetwork.com.
Well, as we go to the bottom of the third inning, it's 3-1 Tigers, and let's check out the Delta League leaders. Derek Jeter's on deck, but he's on the top of this list. 34 hits. Josh Hamilton's next with 30, then Ortiz off to a great start, 29. Paul Konerko, 27. Either of you guys shocked at the age of 37? Derek Jeter seems like he's 27?
No, he certainly got off to a good start. Derek Jeter, when he gets in these hot streaks, is not the type of player. A lot of players, and I don't know if you were like this, Flash, but you almost, you know, you're doing real well. You get 5, 10, 12 hits, and the next thing you know, you start thinking, how long is this going to last? And Derek Jeter, it amazed me that he just thought this is the way it is. There's no end in sight, and great way to think as a player.
Lincoln scoreboard 3-1 Tigers as Martin takes a strike. So now you've given Verlander a 2-run lead.
Kind of looked like a David Cone kind of inventive pitch there. He was kind of at a different angle there, and he just kind of threw a big slurve instead of the big curveball. Backs it up with a changeup.
I was just thinking, looking at Verlander, reminds me of some of the guys that I caught during my career. They almost wanted the game to be just like this, a 2-run game where it keeps your mental focus, you know, where you can't get lazy. You still attack a lineup. Obviously, you want to get more runs later on in a ball game. Good changeups right on right to Russell Martin. Right-handed hitter's not used to seeing that very often.
Great breaking ball. Martin down looking.
For the Yankees, number 2, Derek.
So here's Derek Jeter. He grounded out to second in the first inning.
You know, Michael, you were talking before about Derek and the hot start that he's gotten off to, and I was real interested to see him this spring because there was so much made of what Gary Dembo did with him last year, and he got off to it was that great second half. And a lot of times a hitter, I don't know how you felt about this, Paul, you come to spring training the next year, you know what you did last year and what worked for you mechanically, but sometimes it's not that easy to do it again the following season after being off for 3 or 4 months. Derek has not had a problem.
Every single year you went to spring training, something was a little different. And if you watch guys in their career, you could show the stances, and everything changes a little bit. You might hold your hands or close your stance. And to think that you go every year and everything's just going to be the same, it's not. And the great hitters make adjustments to get the pitches they can. We got their little hot dog wrapper.
It was weird. Verlander picked up the hot dog wrapper. He would not put it in his back pocket. He wanted to hand it off to somebody, and then Cabrera put it in his back pocket.
He didn't want to reach his arm back there. Remember, he can't go above his head either.
You know, we told that story about how Verlander will not lift his arm over his head unless he's pitching or on a throw day. And Jack Curry texted me and said that his saying is either throw day or pay day. The other days, it doesn't go over his head. Now there's something gets loose out in left field, and Verlander kind of shakes his head.
I guess he can't run with the helmet on.
What are we doing there? You flip it off like Pete Rose if you want to, but holding it in there. See Derek Jeter, the last couple just off balance, and that just shows you. I mean, you can see a good pitcher, and if he's facing a guy that's not swinging the bat real well, they can look. But Derek Jeter's swinging the bat as well as anybody in baseball right now, and you see some of the swings in this at bat. This shows you how good Verlander can be.
Leads the American League in hits with 34 singles, 24 infield hits, 7, and opposite field hits, 14. Also tied for second in 2 strike hits with 13. He's playing well. You don't even know the numbers. He's playing very well. The 1-2. He strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Verlander.
You look at that. I mean, change up. Then he busted him in with a good fastball, and then you see a fastball, a put away fastball in the outside corner. It was set up by the inside fastball behind. Again, Verlander seems to have found a rhythm with all of his pitches.
Curtis Granderson takes a strike. Count 1-1.
The Detroit Tigers obviously went out and got Prince Fielder, and they expect huge things. But let's face it, if Justin Verlander's not his usual self all year, there's a lot of pressure on this team. That's why, I mean, if you get into a playoff with them, and and he's right, you don't want to go to a game 7. No. You don't want to go to a game 5 in the first round, because this guy can shut you down. And there's really, if you think about it, what, a handful of true aces in baseball, and he's at the top of everybody's list.
High fly ball right field. Bosch is there, and that will do it. So Verlander has retired 8 in a row after the RBI single by A-Rod. We go to the 4th, 3-1 Tigers.
This lets us know every time someone takes home a new Nissan. Every minute, someone buys a new Nissan. It's no wonder when you're named the country's most innovative car company. And they'll be going really fast during Nissan's Sale a Minute event with a $279 lease on Maxima or Lease Murano, only $299. Event ends soon. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your Tri-State Nissan dealers.
Not a minute too soon.
Now that the auto show is over, New York City's largest display of vehicles under one roof is at Manhattan Ford. During our automotive showcase, get behind the wheel of the sporty 33-mile-per-gallon 2012 Ford Fusion SE for only $99 per month. Or surround yourself with comfort in the 30-mile-per-gallon 2012 Ford Edge Limited all-wheel drive for only $199 per month. Plus, we're offering automotive showcase specials on every new car in stock. Open 7 days. Visit ManhattanFord.com or come to Manhattan Ford at 11th Avenue and 54th Street.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
Oh, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me.
Galileo. Galileo.
Galileo?
Figaro.
Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Let me go.
We will not let you go.
It's Top Flight International Soccer with Arsenal FC right here on Yes. Get all the latest from the land of red and white with Arsenal 360, including match highlights, team talk, and the latest Gunner updates.
For us, it was a double win.
Then it's game time as Arsenal takes on their latest opponent.
Arsenal seemingly unstoppable.
And after the match, don't miss Arsenal World, your one-stop shop for everything Arsenal. Arsenal FC Soccer, all season long, only on Yes.
It's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Justin Verlander became the third Tigers pitcher to win the MVP and Cy Young in the same season. Who were the other two?
I think I know one of them. I think I know the other one too. I might get this.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
I think I might know this one too.
One of them's a bullpen guy. I tell you that right now.
Right. You're right.
And the other guy,
older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pitched in the World Series, right?
I don't think we're thinking of the same guy.
Yeah.
You're thinking Denny McClain, right?
Yeah. I mean, he won 31 games that year or something, didn't he?
He didn't win the MVP.
Well, that's not right. Verlander only won 24, right?
Peralta 0-2. Am I wrong? Now I'm told I'm wrong. You were right with McClain.
That's right. We only gave away half of it, if that's right.
I am wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Really?
Yep. I made a mistake.
It's the first time in 10 years.
No covering it up. I'm wrong. Please mark it down in your calendar. I am wrong. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Peralta down on strikes.
I was wrong. You know, have you ever, I don't know if this happens to you, but you lose a lot of stuff today. Natalie gives me a credit card. I got to buy shoes, right?
Right.
So I meet her 20 minutes later, and of course, I got no credit card. I lost it.
You lost it?
I pulled my phone out, and it must have fell out somewhere. So, oh, Lord.
So you didn't find it?
My daughter found it. And she retracked the steps I took while I was on my way here.
Wow.
And found it. How you like that? I was just dropping little reminders how to get back to where I came from, I guess.
Like dropping popcorn.
Yeah, and Hansel and Gretel.
So I have to get this right. Your wife has to give you a credit card?
I carry nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's a scary thought to me, though. Your wife has to hand you the credit card. It should be the other way around, shouldn't it?
We'd have no credit cards. Obviously, I can't even keep a hold of hers. I do take money to the golf course, so in case
that's good to know.
Lose that last wager when I miss a putt on 18.
Strike to Rayburn. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit.
Again, Flash, what do you see? I mean, there's been times of brilliance when he, gets big strikeouts, but every inning it seems like a couple of the guys are getting good swings off Nova.
Well, here, it's a 3-1 count to the number 9 hitter who's struggling big time. He comes in with a fastball, but it's getting to that count. He yanked a couple of sliders. I said in our open, I think his slider has turned into his best pitch, but to your point, I think his curveball is better tonight than his slider.
Right there. I mean, the games I've seen him where he's just dominant is when he has that really, really good curveball. And to me, as a hitter, that curveball is, the slider fastball is a much easier adjustment than that up and down curveball because of the speed and the direction of the break.
The 0-1. High fly ball. Right field. Swisher makes the play. And they retire Austin Jackson for the first time tonight. He's 2 for 3.
I always talk about hitting second in the Yankee lineup and what a great place to hit that is with Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira coming up behind you, Robinson Cano. How about Brennan Bosch hitting second in this Tiger lineup in front of Cabrera and Fielder? We'll see a lot of fastballs to hit.
That was Joe Torre's thing. He used to always put guys that were struggling, put them in the second hole. You get a lot of fastballs, and he'd only give you a couple good days, and then you were right back out because somebody else needed a little therapy too.
From a catching standpoint, you always know who is on deck. A very dangerous hitter in Cabrera waiting.
These are big outs because you don't want Cabrera to come up with men in base. Change up there, Flash, and you haven't seen a lot of those tonight.
And Tony Pena around the batting cage was talking about his changeup, saying, he's really turned into a 4-pitch pitcher. But this is the count that would bother me if I'm catching right now, Russell Martin. 2-0. Left-handed hitter and Cabrera and Fielder coming up next. We'll see if he challenges him with a fastball.
Another changeup. Just saying a good time to come back to back. He did. Got a big out.
Ibanez makes the play, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. A-Rod's going to lead off. Stick around.
The perfect summer has a voice. If we listen close enough, we can hear it. It whispers, one more game, one more swim, one more round. And it speaks softly through the cool nights, murmuring one more log, one more marshmallow, one more walk along the shore. The perfect summer is waiting. The perfect summer is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? Lease the all-wheel drive 2012 RX 350 for $459 a month for 36 months with $44.09 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Today we're going to learn to say $1 million. Yes.
Pudding.
No. Yes.
Plunger.
No. $1 million.
Tweezers.
No.
Goat.
No. Kumquat. No.
Plunger.
No.
Napkin.
Monkey.
What?
Monkey?
Turn words into cash. Play cash word scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
Orangutan?
Guys, come here. I'm calling my old dealership.
May Ford.
Hi, yeah. Do you guys have any crossovers that offer better highway fuel economy than the Chevy Equinox?
No, sorry, sir, we don't.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Kyle, is that you? Still here, Kyle.
Visit your local Chevy dealer today. Now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Equinox LS for around $229 per month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
Time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Justin Verlander became the third Tigers pitcher to win the MVP and Cy Young in the same season. Who were the other two? Paul, you said you know.
Yeah, it's Denny McLain and Guillermo Hernandez.
Yeah. Willie Hernandez. We'll go with easy. Let's see if you're right. Now, I was wrong, okay? And I'll tell you who I thought it was. I thought it was Hal Newhouser, because I knew that he won the MVP 2 years in a row for the Tigers as a pitcher. That was in 1944 and 45. But the Cy Young Award didn't start until 1956. Cy Young died in 1955, and the first Cy Young Award winner was Don Newcombe of the Dodgers.
Big night for me, Flash. I get the question right and Michael was wrong. It's like a double win for me, isn't it?
I didn't try to cover it up. I just said I was wrong.
Best thing to do, Michael. Just come out with it.
Absolutely. Learn my lesson. 1-1. Rodriguez had an RBI single in the first. Just got a piece of a pitch on the outside corner and just got it over the leaping try of Prince Fielder, and that scored Granderson from second. That's the Yankee run.
That's where Justin Verlander can get tough when you get swings and misses up in the zone with his good fastball. It's almost setting up for that good curveball. Which when you give up a hit like he did, I think A-Rod will see a slider away the rest of the night. Went to the breaking ball, not the slider. Pitchers don't forget what they give up hits with, do they, Flash?
And hopefully the catcher doesn't forget either. Jeff Jones, a pitching coach, looking on. Jeff Jones is my pitching coach in Toledo, Ohio, AAA for the Tigers years ago.
That one's driven out to right field. Deep. Going back, Bosch. Looking up. See ya. Home run, Alex Rodriguez. Tigers 3, Yankees 2.
A little different sound to this hit. First time the slider away. This was a fastball away. Alex Rodriguez still, when he gets his arms extended, can drive it out anywhere. Fastball just out of the way of the plate. Knew right off the bat. Again, you hear that a little different sound than the first time up.
I think back to that entire at bat when he got the fastball inside and took a big swing and swung right through it. There, just a real simple short stroke the other way. Ball jumps off his bat.
Again, much easier pitch to get to though away than inside. I think if you ask Justin Verlander if he watches that at bat, why he went away, is this kind of like, why would I not come back inside?
That was Alex's 4th home run of the year, his 288th home run as a Yankee. And that puts him into sole possession of 6th place, passes Bernie Williams on that list. Wraps one to right field, and Bosch makes the play.
It's a tough play for a right fielder. Ball hit right on the nose, and it has a little topspin on it. So it ends up really kind of hooking down on you. And as a right fielder, sometimes you freeze when a lefty pulls it at you. Tough play. You see, you think you have it, and it ends up really diving at the end. More frustrating as a hitter, though, when you hit one right on the nose and you just run to the dugout knowing not much else you can do.
Teixeira bounces one to second. Rayburn is there for the second out.
Notice how when guys hit home runs, they like to talk a lot. Oh, everybody, doesn't matter. Alex has talked a lot because he's got, what, 600 and some of them. The DH, you sit there and just think how easy it is to go up, hit a home run, and get ready for your next at bat. Kind of looks like that's the way it's going to be, huh, Michael? You think of DH probably 30?
Might be more
games?
than that, yeah.
Oh.
That one is driven out to right center field. That's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Swisher at second with a double.
Well, starting to see some better swings from the Yankees here in the fourth inning. Alex Rodriguez, the home run. Robinson Cano, a line drive. Nick Swisher gets a fastball up in the zone and hammers it to right center field. A little tail away, but again, the velocity not that upper 90s or low 90s. And Nick Swisher able to get on top and drive it to right field for a double.
Ivan Nova has kept the Yankees in the game by pitching out of some jams. 2 outs with men in scoring position. Same situation with Verlander. Will he keep the lead here?
Ibanez grounded to second in the second. 3-2 Tigers. Bottom of the fourth. Dribbled slowly at the first baseline foul. Now, Paul, you told that story where you had to, your wife gave you the credit card to buy shoes.
Right.
So on Twitter, Italian Meatballs asks.
Italian Meatball.
That's his name.
That's his name. All right.
You got hungry just then. What does Paul do when he has to buy his wife a birthday gift? Does he ask her for the credit card to buy her a gift?
No, I have called in before with a number.
Right.
And you can do that too, believe it or not. Just call in with a number, tell them who you are, and it works.
Really?
Or I have a credit card at home. I just keep it in the. I'm not going to tell you where I keep it. You might visit. You know. I have 150 gas bills on my credit card.
1-2. This is what the people on Twitter want to know, Paul.
Italian meatballs.
Italian
meatballs. I tell you what, from the mall, I jump in the car, I'm in there, I'm listening to your show today.
Right.
And as I'm sitting in traffic, take a tip from me, buy this, take a tip from me, buy. I'm like, if I take a tip for everything you tell me to buy, I'm going to need another garage.
And I'll make all the advertisers happy.
Yeah.
Foul back.
From burgers to car, you got everything.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty impressive show, though. Rex Ryan, #1 pick, was on there.
Wow, you were listening.
Yeah. The one I could not figure out was Bobby Valentine.
He's on every week.
Really?
That's right. You know, in New York, you have to know your enemy.
Ah. Good thinking.
The 1-2. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Avila, and that will do it. But the Yankees creep closer. 1 run on 2 hits, but the 1 run came on this hit. Outside pitch. Rodriguez goes the other way. Drives into the seats for his 4th home run. Verlander doesn't like it. 3-2.
Some people like the 2012 Kia Sorento because of its class-leading miles per gallon. Some people like that it's a 2012 top safety pick. And Consumers Digest likes it because it's a best buy. Introducing the 2012 Kia Sorento. What's not to like? Get the Sorento today and find out for yourself why it's a best buy.
An airline's job is to take you from where you are to where you need to be. And we're not just talking about points on a map. With a more intuitive Delta website and mobile app and the most Wi-Fi equipped planes, we let you be everywhere at once. Innovations like these are extending our reach so that you can extend yours. And now, even at 30,000 feet, you can still touch the ground.
Gentlemen, you're up.
The Avengers.
The Avengers, rated PG-13, May 4th.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. We're just taking a sample of all of our different items in our festival of shrimp so we can describe them to our customers.
Red Lobster's Festival of Shrimp starts now. For just $12.99, pair any 2 of 9 exciting shrimp creations, like new barbecue glazed shrimp or crab stuffed shrimp.
The crab stuffed shrimp are awesome.
Very creamy.
That's beaver. Shrimp skewer. Sweet, smoky.
Delicious. Any combination, just $12.99.
So what are y'all's favorites? Everything. We're servers at Red Lobster, and we see food differently.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Phenom alert. The Washington Nationals at 14-5 are recalling their top prospect, outfielder Bryce Harper. Well, last 10 games, he's batting .290, .420 on base percentage. They need help in the outfield with Ryan Zimmerman on the DL. And how's this for a debut Saturday against Chad Billingsley of the Dodgers? Pitching for the Nats that game, Michael, Steven Strasburg.
That's going to be outstanding, Bob. Everybody's been talking about Bryce Harper since he was drafted, and that's big time. So can't wait to see that. Speaking of outstanding, since 2009, Turkey Hill has been the official ice cream of the Yankees. And they have Yankee-inspired flavors. Bronx Bomber Sundae, that's what you're looking at now. Premium chocolate ice cream with chocolate cookie swirl and chocolate-covered crunchies. And then Pinstripe Brownie Blast, premium vanilla ice cream with brownie batter swirl and brownie pieces. And that's what John and Paul have.
I just want to show you the difference in your serving and my serving. What is that?
You know what?
There's Michael K right here. Go ahead and finish that off. I'll take it home and let my daughter take a bath in it. Oh, golly.
Miguel Cabrera, count 2-0. 3-2 Tigers. The home run by Alex, the first home run allowed by Verlander this year.
It's funny, if you've come to the ballpark, you want to see the stars shine. And if you look, Nova's done a good job at times. Verlander's done a good job at times. Cabrera's done well. Fielder, A-Rod. So your star players have all been a piece of what's going on here in a 3-2 game.
A dangerous count here, 3-1. Threw him a 2-0 slider. See what he does here, 3-1.
Right.
I think it was actually a slider that backed up to the middle in. Got away with the mistake there.
That fools the hitter because you see the spin on the ball and you know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden I never could figure it out, but the ball backs up, it doesn't break. Jim Cott was in here earlier. He's with the MLB Network. I should ask him how you throw that backup slider, because it absolutely drives you crazy as a hitter. Because you're so used to tracking the spin of the ball and where it's going to break, and it just goes against the way it's spinning.
And he was walking Cabrera, would not give in to him.
3-2 breaking ball, you see that. It's just too good a hitter, too much power. Is he the best all-around hitter in the game in the American League, Flash?
Well, power the other way. I mean, batting average is always there for a man who doesn't run well.
Yeah, he doesn't get any cheap hits. I've always said Robbie Cano is as good as anybody, but power-wise, Cabrera obviously can reach any part of the park. Can't think of too many better, right?
You brought up Jim Cott's name, and I was standing behind the batting cage talking to him, and he was saying what has really changed is the way guys drive the ball the other way. We saw Alex Rodriguez hit his home run in the seats the other way, and he said you never used to see that before. You used to pitch him away, play him away. routine fly balls. Now those balls are jumping in the seats. And that's what I think of Cabrera when I think of him as a hitter.
That one is drilled out into left field, but Ibanez just holds on for the first out.
Well, we're going to take a look at Ivan Nova and the Mazda pitch by pitch and how he attacked Prince Fielder. First pitch changeup down and away. Good pitch. Fastball stands him up and in. And then a nice piece of hitting on the fastball away, driving it the other way. We're seeing early in this series what the Yankees are going to try to do with Fielder and keep him to the left side of the field. Keep him away from that short porch.
Talk about things that have changed. In the old days, the home run hitters, they hit home runs or they struck out, and they were 240, 250 hitters. Now you take guys like, you know, Pujols and Cabrera that hit 30, 40 home runs and still hit 330 or 340. Just unbelievable strength, great hitters with power. And think of the old days, you know, Reggie Jackson. I mean, unbelievable power, but he would strike out, and you know, he was a Hall of Fame career, great player, hit home runs when he needed to. Dave Kingman, not obviously in it where Reggie Jackson was, but you know, strike out 4 times and hit a home run his 5th.
Cano knew he had time with Cabrera running, so the slow hit ground ball, he turned it into a force.
Now I want to get your take on this. Jim Cott actually thought that the reasons why, you know, the sluggers, as you said, the batting average wasn't there, that bats that they used were so much heavier in the old days.
It makes a little sense, because if you pick up guys' bats, it's amazing. On Prince Fielder, I think it uses a 33 or 33.5-inch bat. That used to be like a leadoff hitter, a little slap hitter, where, you know, you get so much bat speed, you can let the ball travel so much that you can drive it all over.
Ground ball and grabbed there by Jeter, but he can't get the force. Kelly reaches, so Eldred with his second hit.
Now, if I remember correctly, catching when you were hitting, you used a heavier bat.
I use a real heavy bat. You see Derek Jeter making that play, just no time to get the force at second, but I changed. I used a smaller bat in Cincinnati, and when I came here, I started messing around with a heavy bat, and I just felt like I had better mechanics and was a better hitter with a bigger bat.
How many ounces? 34?
35.
35.
35.
That was one of the benefits of catching.
Pick them all.
Pick up all the bats up, you know, kind of get a feel for what guys are using.
I've talked about it before, and I mean, there's literally hundreds of different models, you know, it's always fun to see, you know, what model, because you pick up a bat and think, God, how in the world can anybody hit with this? Bernie Williams, I'm not lying, had the ugliest bat I've ever seen in my life. Big handle, there was no barrel to it. I'm just like, Bernie, how do you hit with this thing? And, you know, some guys, you pick up their bat and it just feels like, man, this just feels good.
Didn't I once see you weighing a bat in the clubhouse? You put the bat in a Gatorade cup and put it on a little scale?
Yeah, Robbie Kukuza was good. He got a little digital scale, and if you got a dozen bats in, I found that if you started weighing them all, you'd find, you know, 6 or 8 of them that were perfectly 35 inches and 35 ounces. And the other ones, you know, you would use those for the games, and the other ones you would use for batting practice.
Did everybody weigh the bats or just you?
Tino did, too. I think
you guys used to do it together.
Yeah.
Your lockers were close, right?
Kind of fun just to see if they, you know, you order certain bats. All right, I want this 35, and it came and it's like, oh, this is only 34.9. It was, you know, it was more of a game than anything. But you really could, in my mind, if you had 35 ounces in a bat, you knew you had good wood because it was heavy. And it's just the way it flashed, you shaking your head at me.
You really had too much time on your hands, didn't you?
What do you do? Well, we didn't take infield back then, so it was like from batting practice, you had an hour. It was either talk to Michael Kay in the press or weigh my bats. Huh? What would you do?
Now it's making more sense to me now.
See?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on.
Good,
Strike
right
3.
now.
Big strikeout, and Nova keeping the Yankees in this game. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We are halfway through. Chavez will lead off in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees down by 1.
We keep losing our coffee customers to W.B. Mason.
It's a disturbing trend.
W.B. Mason, the Green Mountain Coffee.
And lots of gourmet flavors.
And low prices.
Their everyday delivery, their one-cup brewing.
No waste, no mess.
Well, I know one company that'll never switch to W.B. Mason.
Never.
This company.
Right.
Come on, let's get a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, gentlemen?
Oh, Mama.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover.
Now lease a 2012 SRX crossover for $438 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
0 calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
Sorry I yelled at you all these years.
Cece, glad you made it.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa. Only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that. You want to play ball with some of MLB's biggest legends? Learn how at MLB.com/Pepsi Max.
Tomorrow, this Clash of the Titans continues when the Bombers host the Tigers in their new big bad Prince Fielder in a Saturday matinee of the stadium. Coverage starts tomorrow at 3:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame, only on Yes.
Hey, look at that. Shot of the Mohegan Sun Sports Bar situated in center field. The Mohegan Sun Sports Bar is a great place to gather and enjoy the game.
Kind of like this booth, Michael. We just gather and enjoy the game.
That's right. Getting a lot of inquiries on Twitter. What's Paul eating today? You're not eating much. What's the deal?
I had a nice little dinner before we started.
What'd you have?
A little salmon, a little salad. Warming up. We're not even at the 7th inning stretch yet.
You got a little slice, didn't you? Or a piece of
well, of course you got to have a little slice up here. Kidding me?
And the Turkey Hill ice cream.
You got to top it all.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2, and Eric Chavez leads off. On a more serious note, Tigers playing a man short tonight. Their outfielder, Delman Young, was arrested early this morning for an altercation in front of the Tiger Hotel. And he's being investigated for a possible bias crime. There's a base hit to right field. That's all the information that we have at this point, and the Tigers say they are aware of what's going on. They refuse to comment. It's a personal matter. It's in the hands of the law, and that's where it'll stand right now. But that's why the Tigers do not have Delman Young in the lineup.
You can tell, Flash, that a lot of the high fastballs, his velocity's down a little bit. A lot of those high fastballs, if they're 100 miles an hour, you can't handle it. Swisher hit a high fastball. Chavez just hit a high fastball. A-Rod took a fastball away, up out of here. So his velocity's down a little bit, but you still see how good of a pitcher he is. You look at the Yankees only having two runs.
You know, a guy like Verlander, you got to try to get his pitch count up as early as you can in a ball game and get into the bullpen, although the bullpen for the Tigers, the back end is a strength of theirs.
That one is driven out to right field. Going back, Bosch and Johnson. See ya! A 2-run home run. Russell Martin and the Yankees have taken the lead 4-3.
Again, you look at Justin Verlander, I mean, another fastball, and you just do not see guys driving his fastball very often. This is just a night that might be down a little bit. That's the same pitch that A-Rod hit Russell Martin. I think Justin Verlander, as good as he is going to figure out that Yankee Stadium to right-handers is a good place to stay out in right field and start coming in on these righties a little bit more. He's shaking his head at, you know, those are possible outs in Comerica Park in Detroit.
Here's Jeter. He's 0 for 2. Foul back. As you can tell, we are having some problems with our pitch count and also the radar gun. If something comes up that's like a 99, we'll get it off the scoreboard and we'll tell you, but we are working on that, so we apologize. I'm being asked by a lot of people. This will be the 70th pitch for Verlander.
Last fastball to Derek Jeter, 91, just not his typical night.
And I was paying attention to that pitch because we saw the look of frustration, and you would expect the velocity to pick up a little bit, and it has not. Yankees taking advantage, 4 runs on the board.
Soft ground ball to Fielder, flips to Verlander for the first out.
And you see the difference in the pitching there, Flash, is these home runs have been fastballs away. A lot easier pitch to get to. That pitch right there, hard in on Derek Jeter's hands, and that's just a tougher pitch to get to.
John, I'm looking at Verlander's 4 starts this year, and we'll see.
The ball just diving in on your hands. There's just not much you can do with it.
And in Verlander's 3rd start this year, 3rd start of the year, he threw 131 pitches. Is that jump out at you? Does that jump out at you?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's a lot to throw in the 3rd start of the year.
Third start of the year. And, you know, we've seen Verlander do this his whole career. I mean, he's not a guy who's afraid of a pitch count. But Jim Leland, you know, there's got to be some accountability there. We have your #1 guy and protect him a little bit. It's got to be a tough struggle for a manager.
I'll tell you what, when I heard that 131 pitches in April, it opened my eyes too, because you're just not accustomed to hearing. And you know that Detroit, like we talked about earlier in the game, they're a playoff caliber team. They're going to be in the playoffs most likely, and you're going to need this guy going into the playoffs. You know, Jim Leland, again, a guy that you never hear a bad thing about. Great manager. He knows something we don't know, Flash.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, boy, it's got to be tough for a manager when you have probably the best pitcher in baseball on your team, and he wants to go back out there for another inning when he's got, say, 120 pitches. It's tough to say no to, right, if you're a manager.
Well, that was 96. I think that's as hard as a fastball as you've seen. And last time up, you know, A-Rod hits a fastball out of the park. Kind of humped up a little bit on that. Very surprised if you don't see an inside fastball before this counts over.
Look at Alex now. The batting average at 243 is off to a slow start, but a couple of hits and the home run that you mentioned, Paul, against the Cy Young Award winner and MVP.
That one is driven deep to center field. Going back, Jackson, still back on the track. He makes the play in front of the wall for the final out of the inning. Almost took him out of the park, but earlier in the inning, somebody did. Russell Martin with a man on first goes the other way. It finds the seats, and the Yankees find the lead. They're up 4-3.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
If you think you have to put off getting a new car, think twice, as in Bay Ridge Nissan.
And Nissan of Manhattan.
The combined strength of 2 of New York's biggest Nissan dealers can offer you easy, low-cost financing.
With twice the selection, twice the credit available. That means our prices just can't be beat, and we can prove it.
Just bring in any ad. 2 times the service.
2 times the savings.
So come in and see how the power of 2
makes beating any price
twice as nice.
The network that brings you Mad Men and the producers of Undercover Boss invite you to experience a cutthroat competition.
We hate to lose.
This is a business without rules.
Every week, 2 rival ad agencies.
If we don't get a large account, it's disaster.
1 winner.
This is it, guys.
No second place.
We want to win.
The Pitch, series premiere this Monday night at 9, only on AMC.
I'm Tracy Ng. I'm a doctor who treats cancer with radiation. Patients in Chinatown would rather have their cancer and do nothing about it than get on the subway and go uptown. So I decided it was high time we built a state-of-the-art facility in the neighborhood. Bank of America helped finance almost all of the build-out. They never wavered in their support of the project. We're trying to practice medicine in the way that I think it should be done.
Check out YesNetwork.com's new Game Connect, our new social networking app that lets Yankees fans interact with each other and the broadcast booth while watching the game. See what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and in-depth pitch-by-pitch stats, all at YesNetwork.com. Johnny Peralta against Ivan Nova, who was about to throw his 90th pitch to start off the sixth. And a breaking ball misses outside. Hey, we'd all like to congratulate a couple of three New York area teams that are advancing. The New York Knicks are in the playoffs. They'll meet the Heat starting tomorrow. The New York Rangers won their best of 7 against Ottawa, 2-1 yesterday. And they will move on and face the Caps. And the New Jersey Devils double overtime in Game 7. And they will move on to face the Flyers. So congratulations to all those teams.
Funny, I was sitting on the plane last night. I'm on the Delta plane, right? And this guy is like cheering.
Line to left field, cutting over is Ibanez, and he's going to have the plate on a hop. Peralta's going for 2. Here's the throw. Here's the play. And Cano can't handle it. Peralta's in there with a double. He would have been out.
See Robbie Cano just you kind of decoy as a player, because as a runner you're picking up the second baseman, and you see Robbie just kind of stand there and you put a quick tag in and just forgot the baseball. Yeah, you're trying to fool the runner, although that ball's in front of Peralta. He can see what's happening. It's ruled a double, but you're right, Michael. I think he had him. Well, back to my story, Michael. So this guy, he was telling me how much of a Yankee fan he was.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he's like hip, hip, hooray, and everybody screaming and yelling. The Rangers just, he's like, the Rangers went ahead 2-1. And in my mind, I'm thinking,
Texas.
Right. Why are you so happy that Texas beat the Yankees? You got to finish telling me that you're a big fan. But by the end of the flight, we figured it out that the Rangers had won. That's after we sat on the runway when we landed in LaGuardia for a while. You ever like that when you sneak up on them? You actually fly in a few minutes
too
early.
early, yeah. Somebody at the gate.
There's nowhere to go. It's kind of hard to park it sideways or something, I guess.
Yankees up 4-3. We're in the 6th. They want to move Peralta over to third. And he does. Might do more. But the ball gets out to Swisher quickly, so Peralta will stay at third. The throw is cut off by Teixeira.
Now the big news was that the Detroit Tigers offensively just have not turned it on yet, but boy, there's been some good at-bats tonight. This is another one.
I see Larry Rothschild going to the bullpen phone. Disappointing with the Russell Martin home run. Nova gets a lead. Boone Logan getting loose. A double where you could have had the first out at second base if Robbie Cano catches that ball, and followed up by a base hit. Nova's got to do some business here in the 6th inning, working out of trouble.
This is why the Yankees have the lead right now. He's been able to pitch out of some jams right here, but this is kind of rolling the dice here. No outs, 2 men on.
That ball gets away from Martin, and advancing to second is Rayburn. Heads up base running. Ball got away from the catcher. He took off.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. And this is a thought that has to go through your head when you're at first base. That anything in the dirt, and Flash, you know this as a catcher, you have to block it. Then also you have to check the guy at third base before you can even make an attempt. So it's very easy to get to second base if you're on first base in this situation.
Well, even if there isn't a runner at third, I mean, this is a good base running play, but it's even better with the runner at third. There's just no play. It'll be a wild pitch, and it's just a nice job by Martin to keep it in front. Keep Peralta at third base.
Deep drive, right field, backing up Swisher. It's over his head and up against the wall. That's going to score 2, and Austin Jackson has given the Tigers the lead with a 2-run double.
Yeah, Flash, it seems like he's gone to his breaking ball and big counts right here. Driven the other way. Nick Swisher turned and just ran. And you see he's going this way and the ball is that way. Everyone says an outfielder, you know, you have to get back there as quick as you can, but you take the wrong route. Sometimes a wind can change the direction of the ball. As an outfielder, when you take your eye off the ball, you're running to a spot that you think the ball is going to land, and every once in a while you look up and it just
ran to the right spot there to retire Bosch, who hit it very hard for the first out.
And that ball was hit as hard as anything tonight. And again, that's the frustration of being a hitter with men in scoring position. You center one, you hit it right on the nose, and you jog back to the dugout.
How do you think Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild are feeling right now? I mean, every swing in this inning, the ball has been hit hard.
And you jog back to the dugout.
How do you think Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild are feeling right now? I mean, every swing in this inning, the ball has been hit hard. And now you have Cabrera and Fielder coming up.
You saw that curveball. Some of the curveballs are not as sharp as they were. You know, this is, again, you're going to set up the double play. Obviously, this is just not pitching around Cabrera, but you have to give yourself a chance with Prince Fielder to try to get out of the inning with a double play. Flash, as a catcher, did you like to have a couple pitches to try to make this guy swing at a bad pitch, or did you just like the automatic walk?
No, I like the walk.
Especially the guy on third base.
You know what I hated was the conversation where a pitching coach or a manager would come out and say, I want you to be careful with it.
Yeah.
And right away
What's
you're putting a bad thought into your pitcher's mind. A defensive thought.
Well, he has Nova issue the intentional walk with Fielder due up. He's going to bring in Boone Logan, try to keep it right here with the Tigers leading the Yankees 5-4. So this was not a great outing for Ivan Nova. He battled. He didn't give the game away, but he leaves trailing.
Become a Yankees Universe MVP member today. MVP members enjoy exclusive benefits highlighted by two.
Right now.
Well, Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And that call is going to bring in Boone Logan, who's really pitched very well in the early going. 13 strikeouts in 9 innings.
Well, these are the situations that a lefty, you come out of the pen, you're going to face the other team's big lefty, and that's what you have here, Prince Fielder.
Boone Logan has really done a nice job with runners in scoring position this year. Opponents 0 for 5 against Logan in these at-bats.
Talk about Time Warner and everything. I just want to say hi to Peggy Hume tonight. 90 years old. She watches every game. Tonight she's watching it with one of my jerseys on.
Really?
She likes you too. She likes listening.
Really?
Every game. 90 years old, tunes in every day. How do you like that?
Where she live?
In New York.
Really?
No, actually, I think it's Jersey.
Very cool. Yeah. Thanks, Peggy. Happy birthday.
Birthday?
Oh, it's not a birthday? She's just 90.
She's just 90.
Oh, okay. Well, happy day. First and second, 1 man out. We're in the 6th. A 2-run home run by Russell Martin put the Yankees up 4-3, but then a 2-run double by Austin Jackson put the Tigers up 5-4. That's where we are right now. First and second with 1 out.
Big situations in the game, Flash. I mean, this is definitely the one.
Good breaking ball.
Yeah, that slider has been there all year for Boone Logan in the early going. But you look at Fielder and his at-bats tonight, he's hit everything the other way. We'll see if he keeps that same approach against the left-hander Boone Logan.
Very tough for a left-hander to come out, face a new lefty out of the pen and see a good breaking ball and offer at it. And that's why it's so important to come out of the pen with that good slider. Remember last year, I think Boone Logan came in and first pitch fastball, lefty laced it to left field. The next day I just asked him, what were you thinking there? And he told me I had a good fastball, which I agree with, but as a left-handed hitter, very easy to pick up the fastball, but very hard to swing at a breaking ball when you haven't seen it yet.
And he goes the other way again, a base hit to left field. Jackson rounds third. He's going to score. The throw is cut off by Chavez, and he fires to Jeter to get Cabrera moving to third. So an RBI single for Fielder, and that puts the Tigers up 6-4.
4 at-bats for Prince Fielder. He's gone the other way every at-bat, not just a slugger with power. A good hitter, stays on the fastball. Not a bad pitch either, down and away. Ibanez, a nice job of hitting the cutoff man. Chavez over to third base to get the second out.
Score that 7-5-6 as Derek makes the tag.
Boy, it just looks so nice when a left-handed hitter stays on a lefty and goes the other way.
Really, it's the only way to be successful day in and day out. Sure, lefties are going to make some mistakes, and if you go up there and you bail out every once in a while, you're going to run into one. But to be a good left-handed power hitter, you still need to drive the ball from a lefty to left center field. Really good piece of hitting. And I was actually anxious to watch Prince Fielder this series because, in the other league, you see the highlights and you see the 450-foot home runs, but his at-bats tonight have been really impressive. I mean, he's been up with runners in scoring position. He's driven the ball to left field. And sure, he's going to have plenty of mistakes where he can drive out of the ballpark, but that's the type of guy that can drive in 130 runs. I mean, this is very easy. If you had the first fastball he's seen in the count, to roll it over, stays on it, stays behind it, shoulder in there, and just drives it to left field.
His batting average now over 300 early on against lefties this year. You know what I liked when we just showed this replay from the side? He doesn't move. He doesn't go forward an awful lot, just kind of stays there. Real quiet, uses his hands.
That's when your Noah hitter really trusts that he's quick enough to get to the ball. You're not lunging out there to try to cheat on it or anything, and you just wait and see, and you just trust that you're quick enough to get to it.
There's a strike to Kelly, 3-1.
Just to finish up on Fielder and his at-bats, I'm actually impressed. He only has 2 home runs early on this year. You would think coming into Yankee Stadium with that short porch in right field, maybe try to add on to some of those power numbers, but he hasn't. Just stays the other way.
3-2.
See Boone Logan, he threw that inside fastball, and all of a sudden, as a lefty, you start opening that front hip to get to that fastball, and that breaking ball becomes unhittable.
Runner goes, 3-2. Check the swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Laser, the third base umpire. Logan can't believe it. So Logan comes on, and he gives up an RBI single to the first lefty, then walks the second, and forces Joe Girardi to go to the bullpen again. So Logan, who has a good early season, has a rough outing, and Girardi takes him out. How close was that check swing? Well, you decide. Pretty close. Corey Wade comes on to face Eldred.
If you missed the professional-grade GMC lineup at the auto show, like our best Sierra ever, our smaller SUV with 32 highway miles per gallon standard, and our first ever Acadia Denali, well, you're in luck. Because right now, you can see them all at your GMC dealer. Now lease this 2012 GMC Acadia SL for $279 per month.
See your Tri-State Buick GMC dealer.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
the Mazda 3. A top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now, it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2012 Mazda 3 for just $169 a month.
Tomorrow, this Clash of the Titans continues when the Bombers host the Tigers in their new big bad Prince Fielder in a Saturday matinee at the stadium. Coverage starts tomorrow at 3:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame, only on Yes.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, May 8th for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a hand sanitizer keychain, courtesy of New York Presbyterian Hospital. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window. Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Corey Wade, the new Yankee pitcher, and he'll face Brad Eldred. Tap up the first baseline. Going to be a tough play, and it's not going to be made. So Eldred reaches, and the bases are loaded.
You knew right off the bat. Some of the plays, on TV, they look so simple. This is a play that a little leaguer can make, but you've got the runner bearing down. You're going to have to barehand this ball. It's just a kind of an awkward play because you're sprinting towards the line. Don't quite get a grip on. Surprising. That's an E1. Think that's an error?
He tried to go with that underhand flip. You wonder if he had more time than he maybe thought he did. Tough play.
So the Tigers have batted around. Here's Alex Avila. Bases loaded. It's 6-4 Detroit. And a strike.
Wade, very wise to get ahead of. Very dangerous when he gets in hitters counts, especially here. You can pull the ball out of here. All of a sudden, it's a different hitter. Now you're 0-2.
Those are the numbers on Wade. This is his 8th game. 12 strikeouts in 9 1/3 innings, just 1 walk.
You talk about throwing strikes to get ahead in the count, 0-2. I mean, he threw those pitches right on the outside corner. As a hitter, you can't do anything.
Pushes the envelope.
That's a good pitch to me because that's a pitch that a hitter could go after. I never understood guys 0-2, throwing one over their head or throwing one that's not even hittable. It's just wasting a pitch. That pitch right there, there's a purpose behind it. You set up that inside corner.
Now goes inside and misses.
He has thrown, Corey Wade, 4 pitches, and they've all been either just on the corner or just off. And, young pitchers out there who maybe don't have the best velocity. You watch Corey Wade and how he locates all of his pitches. That's why he's successful at the big league level.
Soft ground ball to Cano. Makes the out at first, and that will do it. But the Tigers score 3 runs. They take a 6-4 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. And now a business update from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
This is a Fox Business Network update.
I'm Cheryl Casoni from the Fox Business Network with the latest business and financial news that affects your wallet. Wall Street rounding out a week of strong quarterly earnings on a high note. Both the Dow Jones Industrials and the S&P 500 are up more than 1.5% for the week, with the Nasdaq getting a boost of 2.9%. At today's closing, the Dow was up 23 points. The U.S. economy grew at a slower than expected pace during the first 3 months of the year. The preliminary reading for first quarter gross domestic product, or GDP, came in at an annual pace of 2.2%. Some of the biggest companies in the U.S. are hiring, but a majority of those jobs are overseas. According to the Wall Street Journal, 35 U.S.-based multinational companies added more than 333,000 jobs at their foreign operations between 2009 and last year. The Journal says part of the reason is because nearly 60% of their revenue growth came from outside of the U.S. And the Space Shuttle Enterprise took one final flight today. The shuttle simulator was delivered to JFK Airport on the back of a jumbo jet. Enterprise will be part of a permanent exhibit at the Intrepid Air and Space Museum opening this summer. And for a look at where the economy is heading, check out the Fox Business Network, giving you the power to prosper every day starting at 5 a.m. To find the Fox Business Network in your area, contact your local cable provider or log on to foxbusiness.com. And now, it is back to the game.
Here comes the pitch. Strike swing. A no-hitter. A perfect game for John Morrison.
The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
Yankees fans, bring your family, friends, or business associates to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in an individual game suite. Individual game suites can accommodate up to 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Call 212-YANKEES or log on to yankees.com/suites today.
It's time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Again, the question, should pitchers be eligible for the MVP award? You've been texting us at 42951 all night. Here's how you voted. No, 68%. 32% say they should be allowed. So obviously Paul and John influenced the vote.
Yeah, had a lot of influence.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Yankees again down, this time 6-4. It'll be Cano, Teixeira, and Swisher. Not too many times you could expect Verlander to give back a lead, so they're asking him to do it again.
Well, it's a nice test for your offense here if you're the Yankees. You've scored 4 runs already in 5 innings off of Verlander, and you got to try to do it again. Regain the lead, not going to be an easy task.
This is just one of those nights, I think, at the end of the game. I mean, Verlander's going to look back and just say, you know, if I held them down and gave the team a chance to win, this was a great game for me because I didn't have my great stuff. Wow. He hasn't even come close to 100. He's had, you know, his breaking ball has been good one inning, kind of average the next. Just not your typical Cy Young stuff from last year. So there are nights like that. And if you can get through it and compete against a team like the Yankees, shows you what type of pitcher he is.
And you know what, on the other side of that, the Yankee hitters are going to say, you know what, tonight was our chance to really do something against Verlander, because they recognize he doesn't have the electric stuff. But the one thing he's done a nice job, the pitch count manageable, 81 pitches starting the 6th here. Usually his pitch count a little bit higher at this point.
That's a tough pitch here. That's kind of just a cutter, kind of a slider right in on the hands of a lefty. We saw Derek Jeter get eaten up with a fastball. This, as a righty, you have to cut that fastball or slide, you know, just get it in on those hands. As a hitter, the best thing you can do is just realize where that is and try to hook it foul. Ball just got too deep on Robbie. It's the nights you don't want to get jammed too, Flash.
Cold.
Just cold enough to kind of sting a little bit. You see Verlander, you know, so far this inning looks really good, and it's not because of the stuff, it's where he's putting the ball. I mean, he's painted some fastballs, threw that cutter right in on his hands. Pretty good curveball. So now he's gone to everything he has and has just gone to locating the ball.
One and two to Teixeira.
The only thing he has not seen in this at bat's a changeup, and you've got to think, as successful as he was to Robbie, and there was a changeup, so he got everything he had in that at bat.
2 outs.
Well, fastball, and he went with a big curveball. Then he kind of took off a little, threw a slider down and in, and then went with a changeup away. So if you didn't know what pitches he had, just watch that at bat over.
There's Nick Swisher, who was 1 for 2, struck out in the second, double to right center in the fourth.
You ever feel like just heaving one back at a pitcher as hard as you can when they throw one like that? It hits you in the hand or something, Flash?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, you're not telling the truth. I remember Bernie would like short hop me and hit me in the knee or something out there and warming up. I'd take that thing and throw as hard as I could.
Driven into left center field, it is a base hit. Splits the outfielders and goes to the wall. So Swisher, a double to right center, and now a double to left center with 2 outs.
And Nick Swisher covering all parts of the field tonight. Drove one into right center early on a high fastball. This ball out away, drives it to left center field. Can make a good hitting video tonight, Flash. Guys hitting the ball where it's pitched. Verlander, I mean, he's almost frustrated every time he gives up a hit. He's on given nights, he's that good.
Well, another opportunity for Ibanez here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Nick Swisher.
Ibanez 0 for 2.
I should remember Ibanez right when he came up with Seattle was a left center gap guy and became much more of a pull hitter when he went to Philadelphia.
Two and one. Verlander really using everything in his bag of tricks tonight. He's not overpowering, he knows it, but he is powering through.
I'm interested to see this pitch here. 3 pitches to Ibanez. They have all been off speed.
.97 he dialed that one up to. That's his fastest pitch of the night.
Must be nice, huh?
If you look at that, though, that's really the only pitch this inning that he's missed on location, and that's why Ibanez had a good swing at it. That ball was supposed to be in, and it kind of tailed back out over the plate. Still, when it's 97, it's hard to get a good piece of it.
And we talked about it earlier. When you have a velocity in the mid to upper 90s, it changes everything for a hitter. Makes you more susceptible to the off-speed pitches.
I was surprised he threw that perfect cutter right in on Cano's hands, and then he didn't throw it to Swisher, and he has not thrown it to Ibanez. He threw the ball down and in on it at his feet. But that ball in on your hands, tough pitch. Must be a tough pitch to control.
Have you hit the road? Take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live, online, and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. The 2-2. 97 again. Leland going through the stats. Soriano getting ready for the Yanks. The 2-2. And it's full.
Try to get that strikeout. That's lefties love the ball down and in. And so, you throw that ball down and in and try to break it into the dirt. Again, has not thrown that ball inside right on the hands since Cano.
Well, I think back to Curtis Granderson in the first inning. He got a 3-2 changeup, and he was able to hook it in the right field for a double. See if that's what Verlander goes back to on a 3-2 count here.
Laced into left field. Kelly, it's over his head. Swisher scores. Ibanez at second. He'll stop there, and the Yankees have pulled to within 6-5. We'll see how they score it.
We're going to see a replay here, and that's not the type of ball that you lose in the lights, but he played it like he lost in the light. This ball was hit pretty well. Flash, you called it. I think it was a change-up away, and he just, I don't know what happened. Huh? Help me, Flash.
You're the outfielder. You just missed it.
Yeah, I think every once in a while you want to catch the ball out in front of you where you can see it, and I think that ball got behind him where you kind of lose sight of it.
It is an E7. Here's Chavez. Must be tough for a pitcher. He's struggling, doesn't have his best stuff. He gets a guy to hit the ball hard, but right at a fielder, and the play's not made. So he still has an inning and more pitches to throw here as he approaches 100. One and one.
That radar gun stuck on 97. He's hitting it a lot this inning. Huh?
One. Oh, 97 just off the outside corner. Phil Koch and Luke Buchanan just called up. This will be the 100th pitch of the night, and it's high. You're right, Paul. He is stuck on 97, but he's not throwing strikes with that. That gives him 57 straight games of throwing 100 or more pitches. That's the MLB's longest current streak of consecutive games, 100 or more pitches.
That's amazing to me. It really is.
3-1. That was his changeup, 96.
It took a little bit off to get it over.
Russell Martin is on deck. 6-5 Tigers. Tying runs at second for the Yanks. Raul Ibanez. Grounded to third. Tough hop. Cabrera makes the play. And he tags out Ibanez going by for the final out. For the Yankees, pull to within one. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We go to the 7th. Tigers 6, Yankees 5. See ya! Alex Rodriguez, the youngest man ever to get to 600 home runs.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Bring a group of your friends, family members, or business associates out to Yankee Stadium and enjoy Yankees baseball in a private party suite or in one of our great group locations. For more information, visit Yankees.com, call 212-YANKEES, or email groups@Yankees.com.
Laces? Really? Slip-on's the way to go. More people do that, security would be like a...
There's no charge for the bag.
Thanks. I know a quiet little place where we can get some work done is a 3-pronged plug.
I have club passes.
Get the mileage card with special perks on United, like a free checked bag, United Club passes, and priority boarding.
Thanks. Okay. What's your secret?
United Mileage Plus Explorer card. Get it and you're in.
Take it all in or go all out. A party for two or 202. With available Jeep 4x4 capability and up to 29 miles per gallon highway, you choose your freedom and your Jeep Compass or Patriot can handle the rest. The 2012 Jeep Compass and Jeep Patriot, the evolution of a legendary bloodline.
Lease the Compass Latitude front-wheel drive for $199 a month for well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles.
If you're looking for thicker green grass, you should know that all grass seed is not created equal. We're Pennington, the grass seed people, and we're proud to tell you the truth about what's in a bag of our Smart Seed. It's 20 pounds of the best seed we've ever made. That's it. Their 20-pound bag, 10 pounds of seed and 10 pounds of filler. That's a fact. You want green grass on your side of the fence? The seed matters. Smart Seed from Pennington. Honest green.
It's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 6-12-1 for the Tigers, 5-7-1 for the Yankees. Verlander, 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Hasn't walked the batter, though. 4 strikeouts. Alex Rodriguez, a solo home run, his 4th of the year. 2 ribbies. And Austin Jackson, the former Yankee farmhand, 3 for 4, double, 2 ribbies, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. So a tight one as we go to the final 3, unless they're extra innings. Corey Wade still in there. Cadillac scoreboard, 6-5.
A lot of takes from hitters with Wade, and you know, you look 87, 80. I mean, he must be deceptive. He kind of hides the ball a little bit. Again, I mean, 2 fastballs to Johnny Peralta on the outside corner.
You see the way he sets up, too. He kind of steps a little bit towards third base. So I'm sure as a hitter, you're talking about the deception. Left foot towards third base, closed. Throws across his body a little bit.
Half swing there on a changeup. Johnny Peralta again, 2 fastballs, and he saw a slider and then a changeup. Now in your mind as a hitter, you've seen it all. So a high fastball.
And that'll do it. Tomorrow's starting pitcher is brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. Drew Smiley, 1.13 ERA against Freddie Garcia, 0-1, 9.75. Our coverage begins at 3:30 with the pregame show on Yes, 4 o'clock first pitch. And Freddie Garcia has struggled, looking for a good start. That one's popped up, shallow right. Swisher's there. I'd like to see Smiley pitch against your old minor league.
Nicely?
Nicely.
Well, Smiley against Nicely?
It'd be a great little matchup.
Smiley was smiling too.
Was Nicely nice?
He was fairly nice. Yeah, he was really nice. He was leading the world down there. Every category. Tell you, Flash, Corey Wade just continues to throw strikes. I mean, if you're going to hit me, you're going to hit me. I'm not going to walk you. Fastball, changeup, slider, throws them all for strikes. Ouch.
You know, we were talking earlier about what's changed in the game. Power the other way as you see the Tiger bullpen. But pitching has changed also. I watched Corey Wade throwing right-handed hitters right, change-ups. Again, another look at the foul ball right off the mask.
Told me that doesn't hurt, Flash.
It
How can that not hurt?
It looks a lot worse than it actually is.
I think you've been hit so many times you don't feel it anymore. Maybe that's it.
I don't remember earlier in my career ever seeing a right-handed pitcher throw right-handed hitters changeups, because the thought was if you make a mistake, it's a pitch you can drive out of the ballpark. Now you see it all the time.
I used to love that rule when you face, lefties with great changeups. Glavine. You take his changeup away, he's very hittable.
Yeah.
Frank Viola did not throw changeups a lot to lefties, and he was not a batted bat for a lefty.
Fly ball, left field, long run for Ibanez. It's a fair ball, and it bounces into the seats. What a night for Austin Jackson. He's 4 for 5.
We were just talking about the changeup. I think that's what that pitch was from Wade. And Jackson was fooled. Michael said he's having a great night. Maybe just a BP fastball away. Able to keep it fair. Bounces into the seats. Pretty good start to a series for Austin Jackson.
Early in the year when you don't have a lot of at bats, you throw up a night with Verlander there trying to root on a couple more runs. You don't have a lot of at bats, so you have a big night, 4 or 5 hits, where you can really watch your average go up. Kind of fun. The only problem is when you have that over, you check the paper, you think they may misprinted. I went in hitting 330. Well, how can I be hitting 270? Good pitch. Again, you look up, there's been 20 hits going into the game. We talked about the pitcher's duel. Nova been throwing the ball well. Verlander on the mound. All of a sudden you look up, 11 runs, 20 hits.
There's Clay Rapata getting ready for Fielder and Kelly if it gets that far.
Verlander looks like he's done. Got that look on his face where you kind of, you can look at starting pitches and all of a sudden, they've kind of lost that adrenaline, and it just, you can tell they're out of the game.
They lost the game face.
Joe West didn't even flinch on that. Very close inside. I think Russell Martin trying to tell Wade good pitch.
Well, you can tell by Russell Martin's reaction. He thought this was a strike. Brings it back to home plate, puts his head down.
Dangerous pitch there. That ball, it stayed in the hitting zone for a long time to a left-handed hitter. Those little spinning sliders in Yankee Stadium, usually you're very lucky to get that ball back. See, not a lot of bite on that ball. Didn't end up out of the zone. Kind of hold your breath back there, don't you, Flash, when you see that coming?
Call timeout.
Does that work?
Grounded to Cano. And that'll do it here in the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. The Tigers lead the Yankees 6-5, but we will stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Will you please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
The road is not exactly a place of intelligence. This is why we engineered a car that analyzes real-time information, reads your handwriting, and makes 2,000 decisions every second. The new Audi A6 is here. The road is now an intelligent place. Experience the new Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
We're your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Now get a new 2012 Ford Edge for just $199 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. White Sox and Red Sox all tied at 2 until the bottom of the 5th. Paul Konerko on a 3-0 fastball from Daniel Bard drops it into the seats and left. A solo shot, his 5th of the year. White Sox lead at 3-2 over the Red Sox, top of the 6th. Konerko batting .377 this season. Michael?
Thanks a lot, Bob. And more bad news for the Red Sox. Carl Crawford has an elbow injury, which usually requires Tommy John surgery. Going to try to rehab it, and he may miss 3 months. The Mets have gotten off to a good start. Mike Pelfrey, he has to undergo Tommy John surgery. Bryce Harper will make his Major League debut tomorrow at Dodger Stadium. Why? Because they put Ryan Zimmerman on the DL with a shoulder problem. And that's some news and notes around the major leagues. New second baseman for Rayburn. They bring in Ramon Santiago to tighten it up defensively. And this guy's been around forever.
I was just going to say, it'd be a good trivia question. How many teams has he pitched for?
13.
Really? That didn't take you long. It come right off the top of your head.
The only reason I say that, I was talking to Sweeney Murdy in the clubhouse, and he said, you know, if you need a little something tonight, that guy over there, Dotel, 13.
So you figured we need a little something, we're not?
Well, you know, he was actually talking. The Hall of Fame took one of his hats.
13?
I think that's some sort of a record.
Wow.
Cadillac scoreboard, 6'5" Tigers. He's a good guy, too. Nice guy, Dotel. Modeled a lot of uniforms.
Yeah. Wore them all the same, too, with high socks.
Now, you have that display in your den with the uniforms that you wore. I imagine if you had 13. Well, you have to be a closet. You couldn't be a display. The 0-1.
So I take it you and Flash hang out in his basement? Is that the way it is?
He had a nice party one time. He was nice enough to invite me, and he's got a great basement with
Where was it? Was I in town for this, Flash, or did I just not get was it in the mail, or what happened?
Well, it was in the same place that my invitation to Cincinnati has been.
You don't ever go. It was Michael and I.
He's very protective about Cincy, John, because when he used to do his postseason reports from Cincy, it'd have to be from the porch. Camera crew could not come in the house.
Because the first time they came in the house, they put grease marks on the carpeting, and Mama said they're never coming in again.
Strike 3, and you could hear from up here. Martin was upset with that call. He thought that was outside.
Well, and last inning defensively, he thought there were some close pitches that the Yankees did not get. What do you think, Paul?
I bet from the overhead that ball's a little away. See, just a little bit. If I could move that plate on this telestrator here, it'd be a lot of bit too. You know, as a hitter, it's so frustrating because you feel like you're seeing the ball well. You feel like you can see the outside corner. And he's probably, he's talking to Tony Pena about the pitches last inning, Flash, like you talked about.
Well, that's the thing. As a catcher, if you're getting some pitches off the plate for your pitcher, you can say, you know what?
Here we go, Joe. That'll be.
Joe's been complaining all night, too. He hasn't been happy with the strike zone.
Joe Girardi just made a leap over the fence in front of the dugout. I don't know if he's been thrown out. He must have been, for him to jump over that fence like that.
Well, this is, if I was a manager, this would drive me crazy, because you see the look on Joe West's face is like, you know, I don't even want to hear it. Well, you know, Joe Girardi's frustrated because, you know, you're in a close game here, and the pitch is right here.
He threw him out left-handed, and then watch Joe. Not too many managers can do that. And then he got his money's worth.
And I think he said, you've called a bad game. And, you know, there has been a lot of pitches that have been 50-50.
Jeter now 0 for 4. His 15-game hitting streak is in peril.
And those 50-50 games, Flash, is what I'm talking about. It is same pitch. Sometimes it's a strike, sometimes it's a ball, and it drives pitchers crazy. It drives hitters crazy. Dotel liked it, though. Look at him.
Well, Jim Leland is going to mix and match. He's going to bring on a left-hander with Curtis Granderson due up with a 1-run lead. You want to keep Granderson in the ballpark.
Hi, Mom. I got it.
Bravo, Alex. You're officially an actress. And waitress, dog walker, and flyer hand router, but mostly an actress. You just booked the coveted role of coffee patron number 4.
I even have a line. My line is a latte, please. I don't know, is she French? You know? Latte, please.
Good thing AT&T gives you unlimited calling to any mobile, so you can call everyone.
I know I have to say latte, but I feel like my character would drink tea.
Get unlimited calling to any mobile phone on any network when you get unlimited messaging. Rethink possible.
Is it really necessary to brew Coors Light down as low as 34 degrees? Does it really matter if every beer is filtered cold, aged cold, and packaged cold? Do the mountains really need to turn blue when your beer's as cold as the Rockies? Is Rocky Mountain cold refreshment really that important? You be the judge. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I may have retired from the game, but not from being big. Good thing one car gives me full-size luxury and 36 miles per gallon, which is nice because I've got shoes that are bigger than most hybrids. And more stylish, too. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick.
Now get 2 years of premium services for one low monthly payment on the 2012 Buick LaCrosse with e-assist technology. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
Rotation questions, lineup changes, injury updates. Joe knows.
Absolutely.
And you will too when you watch WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. It's a review. It's a preview. It's your complete view of the only team that matters. New every Sunday, only on Yes.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. So Joe Girardi has been ejected. 15th time he's been thrown out as a manager. First time this year. And with 2 outs in the 7th, Jim Leland brings on the former Yankee Phil Koch. And he's pitching to the guy he essentially was traded for, Curtis Granderson.
Strange matchup, huh?
A strike. Curtis Granderson, not necessarily kept in the ballpark by lefties. Last year, the most home runs against left-handed pitchers in 2011.
Good pitch to hit. He fouled it off. Now Koch can go out of the zone with a fastball or start throwing those breaking balls again.
Check swing. They say he went. Corey Blazer, not a good inning for the Yankees against the umpires. As the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. This is what Blazer saw. What do you think? Pretty close. We go to the 8th.
If you wanted the perfect car, you'd want it to be quick, like a sports car, roomy, like a minivan, smooth, like a luxury car, efficient, like a compact, and tough, like a truck. You'd end up with something that looks a lot like the Toyota RAV4.
Lease one now for just $189 a month, or get 0% APR financing and get a lot for less. Toyota.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
Oh, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me.
Galileo. Galileo.
Galileo? Figaro. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Let me go.
We will not let you go.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lease Toyota. Family owned and operated for over 50 years. Where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lease is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lease Toyota.
They're the pinstriped heroes.
He leads by example and by dignity and the way he carries himself.
The legends who created a legacy.
The way he played the game exemplifies what we have been about.
And they're honored on Chevy Presents Yankeeography. From their pre-pinstripe days,
I think he's the most dominant player in the game of baseball today.
To their championship years and beyond.
He might be the most revered athlete in New York history.
Chevy Presents Yankeeography, only on Yes.
You can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Russell Martin, number 2, Alex Rodriguez, number 3, Austin Jackson, number 4, Prince Fielder. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply.
See that in the background, Driving Mr. Yogi. You read that book yet, Michael?
I've read parts of it. It's by Harvey Araton. It's about how Ron Guidry drives Yogi Berra around spring training all the time. Takes him to dinner, and it's just stories that the two of them tell each other. It's really, really nice.
Neat.
Yeah, it's a great book. Harvey's a great writer, writes for the Times. David Robertson, new Yankee pitcher. Hot shot, foul ball. Hyundai scoreboard, 6-5. Tigers lead, top of the 8th.
You see Robertson shaking his head, and you see the miss on location there, and you definitely do not want to miss on a guy like this. I'll tell you what, some of the strings of scoreless and things he's done out of the bullpen have been amazing.
Right at Teixeira.
Tell you what, that's an out. I mean, just what a great piece of hitting. First pitch, fastball in, or a curveball in, then he ripped foul. Then he just missed a fastball. Then that's an outside corner. Just reach out, hit a line drive the other way. So happened that Mark Teixeira was standing right there. That ball's probably off the plate away. Be able to hit like that, Flash? Would the game be a little more fun?
You didn't seem to have too many problems. Try playing 13 years with what I brought up to the plate. That was work.
I had many problems out there. He actually enjoyed that at bat right there, even lining out to the first baseman.
Joaquin Benoit.
Well, it's a battle of the bullpens at this point, and two pretty good pens. Detroit strong at the back end with Valverde, Benoit, Dotel, and Koch.
I didn't know a lot about Benoit till last year in the playoffs, and boy, I tell you what, he showed some guts. He threw some big change-ups in big situations. Did a good job for him last year in the bullpen.
And one.
We've seen Fielder go the other way all night. I'd be surprised if he did that here. 3-1 count. Probably going to get a fastball from Robertson. See what he's got on his mind. Maybe that short porch in right field.
Yeah, nobody on base. Might as well take a swing at it.
Missed outside.
You know, those are the pitches right there that Russell Martin and Joe Girardi. I mean, you've got to argue when you call it sometimes and not the other times, and it's frustrating as a pitcher. Joe West has been around for a long time. He's called a lot of games. That ball is off the plate, but you know, it has been a strike at some times, and that's what's frustrating to everybody out there on the field.
Here's Don Kelly.
You know, Flash, as a hitter, there's some umpires that you don't get along with because you know their strike zone. Catching wise, are there guys back there that you just walk out and it's like, oh no, not tonight. I got this guy.
Well, Joe West is one of those umpires that you walk out there from the first inning, you know you're not going to have a conversation with him about balls and strikes. He doesn't want to hear it.
Doesn't want to hear it.
Now, Jim Joyce, who I actually think is one of the best ball strike umpires in the game, he'll talk to you all night long.
Yeah.
You know, I had that one a little bit out. Maybe I'll take a longer look at it next time if you liked it. Joe West is not one of those guys.
So basically, all you wanted was somebody that would just have a conversation and let you know that he was trying back there.
Just putting in, you know, an honest effort for you.
That's all we're asking for, Michael. An honest effort up here. That's all.
Check swing.
And a lot of consistency.
Corey Blazer, the umpire at third, looks like he's about 15.
He does look young, man.
One of the newer umps.
I was going to say, I don't recognize that name. He wasn't around.
Foul tip and held on to by Martin for the second out.
Robertson continues to add to the strikeout total. Ball out of the zone, just has enough to get by him.
So two-way, and that's going to bring up Brad Eldred. Just got called up from the minors, and he is 2 for 4.
Well, Jim Leland saying he's going to get some opportunities to be the designated hitter, and it's up to him. If he swings the bat, he'll be in there every day.
And the Tigers have been using the DH spot almost like the Yankees do with rotating players. But he did say he's going to give Eldred most of the starts. Shows you how much they were disappointed with Brandon Inge, a guy they really liked, by waiving him. If he's not picked up by a team, he becomes a free agent on Monday. And they owe him $5.5 million. And they decided after 19 games, he just didn't have it anymore. And they ate the $5.5 million. That's unless somebody claims him this weekend, which nobody will. Then he can sign with anybody on Monday, and they have to pay the rest of the salary. The Tigers do. He's not a kid. He's 31 years old, from Fort Lauderdale. Spent a lot of his minor league time with the Pirate organization. Debuted for the Pirates in 05, signed as a free agent with the Tigers in January of this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stays alive. And In said, although he loves the Tigers, has nothing bad to say about them, and he's going to live in Detroit all the time. He just loves the area, loves the people. He said, I am not done playing baseball. I will play with another team.
That'd be very hard. I mean, as a manager, here's a player that you love, but you just don't feel that can help the team anymore. And there are times where you got to call guys in and flat out say, hey, you know, there's not a spot for you here anymore.
Just 34 years old.
You see Russell Martin just go with the backhand on the fastball at about 94. I mean, you cannot be quick enough to block that with your chest protector. You just try to backhand pick it. Nice play.
Gonna go, swung on and missed. He struck him out. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. Bottom of the 8th, it'll be A-Rod, Cano, and Teixeira.
Pull on those gardening gloves, and let's see how colorful an afternoon can be. With certified advice to help us expand our palette and prices that give us more spring per dollar, we can mix the right soil with the right ideas and bring even more color to any garden. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. It's grow time. Get 1 quart perennials 4 for just $10.
We make meeting times, lunch times, and conference times. But what we'd rather be making are tea times. Tea times are the official start of what we love to do. The time for shots we'd rather forget, and the ones we'll talk about forever. In Michigan, long days, relaxing weather, and more than 800 pristine courses make for the perfect tea time. Because being able to play all day is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
I'm not scared of the dark. I'm not scared of spiders. I'm not scared of clowns. I'm not scared of Becky Taylor. I'm scared of Mom smoking.
Hello.
I'm scared that my mom will die.
Quit smoking today. Call 1-866-NY-QUITS for help.
Take a knee, team. The Chevy Malibu has been a Consumer's Digest Best Buy for 4 years in a row. Standard with OnStar and turn-by-turn navigation, this car offers 33 miles per gallon on the highway. What's he doing?
Good question.
Get up, Kyle. You said take a knee.
That's what that means?
Well, technically.
Visit ChevyOffers.com. Right now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Malibu LS for around $179 a month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
Later tonight, actor John Cusack sits down for GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. The current star of The Raven reflects on his early success in 16 Candles and Say Anything, and later roles with John Malkovich and Nicolas Cage. Center Stage tonight after the postgame, only on Yes.
Raven.
The Raven.
That opened today.
You know what? When I flew in last night, it was all foggy and nasty. That's got to be what that movie just. That's the setting for it. Just dark and, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's about the fictional account of Edgar Allan Poe's last 5 days.
Wow. That's when I was hauling like 6 bags in the hotel. I never could figure out. You're coming here for 3 days. Your daughter brings like 3 bags. It doesn't make sense to me.
Joaquin Benoit.
Huh?
Will face Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike. Yankees are down by 1. Alex is 2 for 3.
There's that changeup you were talking about last year in the postseason, Paul.
Rapata is joined by Epley. Alex goes the other way. Playing so deep was Bosch. And he gets a base hit. Paul, why play that deep? I mean, you're guarding against a home run.
Well, especially in Yankee Stadium, and I've said it over and over again, there's no reason to play real deep in Yankee Stadium because basically anything over your head is out of the ballpark. But Alex Rodriguez has swung the bat well, and it all started with just a little nubber off the bat in the first inning on that slider from Verlander, and it's just a confidence thing. All of a sudden, everything's going together. He's hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's hit that ball. The ball he hit to center field on a warm night, probably out of the park also.
Yep.
Here's Cano. So the tying run is on first base for the Yankees. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers 6, Yankees 5. Check the swing, but West said he went around. You can see Cano not thrilled with that call.
How does Joe West see the pitch?
Don't ask me, because I used to ask him time and time again. That replay we just saw was from the side. Joe West got to be looking at the baseball. He cannot be looking at the bat. Never agreed with that call when an umpire would say, and my thing was I would always say, well, at least get help, and they'd look at you. I don't need any help. Obviously you do, because I didn't swing. A lot of those conversations were one-sided, Flash. You know that? They didn't want to hear one thing you had to say up there.
1-1. Benoit dials it up 1-2.
The greatest part of my job back there is letting the umpires know, don't let O'Neill do that to you.
Yeah.
Don't let him talk that way to you.
Try to get me kicked out. What's up with that?
I'm watching some of Robinson Cano's swings. It looked like he's out on his front foot a little bit. Hands aren't working as well as they have in the past.
You don't see Robbie overswing very often, but that last pitch, fastball looked like he tried to do a little bit too much with it.
Wow, 1 for 14 against Benoit.
That might explain those swings. One of those guys who you don't pick up the ball out of his hand.
Benoit has a good changeup, and a lot of time as a lefty, you know in that count in the back of your mind you're going to see that changeup, and you give up on some fastballs, and you end up swinging late or swinging long with them because you're waiting to make sure that it's not that changeup.
1-2. Check the swing. They check again.
No. See, listen to you, Paul. I got some help that time.
I was getting ready for the windup down there. No, he didn't. Did not go.
Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees down 6-5. A-Rod is on first, held there by Fielder. Two. Base hit. A-Rod had to hold up. He's going to round second. He'll go to third. He'll make it. And the Yankees have runners on first and third and nobody out.
It looked like he waited all account, and that was the changeup, and a good one too. But in the back of his mind, you know that he has a good changeup. Sometime during that count, you're going to see it. Robbie got that changeup there and hooked it in the hole. See good movement on that ball, 83 miles an hour. See Alex making sure that he got turned around a little bit, but being that it's down the line, give you plenty of time. Robbie stays through this. See how far the bat gets out in front of the bat before it comes off. And the big thing is that bat continues to go forward and not off the ball.
Here's Teixeira. Now the Tigers, of course, playing the infield back, so a double play would tie the game. But Leland's trying to stop the go-ahead run from coming home. A-Rod's at third, Cano's at first. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Cano's hit the Yankees' 9th of the game. Drilled deep to center field. Going back, Jackson. He's there, he'll make the play. Tagging is A-Rod. He scores. Moving to second is Cano. Heads up base running by Cano to get into scoring position, and the game is tied at 6.
A lot of talk about Mark Teixeira going to go the other way a little bit more. A nice piece of situational hitting right there. First sacrifice fly for Mark. Center of the field, but a better base running play by Robinson Cano. Deep to center. He tags from first, a throw off line. He is now into scoring position, and you see Mark Teixeira excited about his teammates' nice base running play.
So the Yankees have to feel pretty good about things. They were down twice to arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and now we're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they're tied at 6. So Verlander will not get a decision. Nova is off the hook.
Yep.
And here's Nick Swisher with a chance to give the Yankees the lead.
You know, you look back at you're a 6-6 tie, and you look back at what has happened. You talk about a couple times they fought back, but you look at some situations where Nova got out of some innings where they could have had big innings. He kept this team in the game. He saved 3 or 4 runs throughout the game, and all of a sudden the Yankees have tied it up. Big at bat by Robbie. Big at bat by Teixeira. I mean, all of a sudden you have a chance to steal a game.
Three for 11 against Benoit, and the 3 counted. All 3 out of the ballpark.
Very consistent right there. You get a hit, you get a homer. Swisher's had some good at bats. We drilled one into right center, hit a ball way to left center.
Nick Swisher leads the American League with 21 runs batted in.
You know, looking at Nick Swisher, his biggest strength to me at the plate is he knows the strike zone. He swings at strikes. And when you look at RBI situations, a lot of times hitters get so involved in trying to score that run, you leave the zone. Pitchers are trying to do one thing. They're trying to get you to swing at their pitch. And Nick Swisher seldom goes out of the strike zone, and that's what makes him pretty efficient at driving in runs. Woke the crowd up.
Those are the AL RBI leaders.
There's a good changeup, and again, in a hitter's count, you start thinking about
Raul Ibanez had to get out of the way of the flying bat, and Swisher strikes out. Big strikeout for Benoit.
You do that much, Flair?
No.
I was watching the game the other day. Josh Hamilton, I mean, he's just launching bats.
3 times in 2
place.
days, yeah. They're going to intentionally walk Ibanez. So they're saying we'd rather pitch to Chavez than Ibanez. It's just a choice here. I would think that a hitter could actually rationalize, okay, they're going to walk a righty because I'm a lefty, there's a lefty on the mound. But when they walk a lefty to pitch to you and you're a lefty, that's got to bother you. And Ibanez had great numbers against Benoit, 6 for 18.
I mean, you're also playing percentages as far as giving you a force, and certain things do come into play. Jim Leland's been in the game a long time. I'm sure that he'd have a valid answer for it.
Well, his valid answer is Ibanez 6 for 18 against Benoit and Chavez 3 for 14, but it's got to motivate Chavez, you would think.
Sure.
Tigers have lost 4 in a row and 6 of 7. So wins have been hard for them to come by. Benoit deals. Strike. Chavez is 1 for 3.
Well, Michael, you mentioned the Tigers and that losing streak. When they're on the way to Yankee Stadium, if you would have told them, you know what, you were going to give Verlander 6 runs, feel pretty good about your chances.
Foul back.
Michael, you talked about their losing streak lately, and as a manager, you always expect Verlander to be that one guy to stop it. He didn't have his A game tonight, didn't have his 100-mile-an-hour fastball. The Yankees had some good at-bats.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. So the strategy paid off. But the Yankees tie the score. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left. We're going to take it to the 9th inning, knotted at 6.
A route map shows you where we go, but not how we get there. Because in this business, there are no straight lines, only the twists and turns of an unpredictable industry. So the 80,000 employees at Delta must anticipate the unexpected and never let the rules overrule common sense. This is how we tame the unwieldiness of air travel, until it's not just lines you see, it's the world.
Technology accelerates at a relentless pace. Anything not moving forward is moving backward. Introducing the 2013 GS with the Lexus Inform app suite, the most connected information and communication technology available in an automobile. The all-new Lexus GS. Lease the 2013 GS 350 for $599 a month for 36 months, with $46.24 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Whatever happened to real drinks? They used to be real liquor in a real glass. Now it's cocktails called Razzle Squatatinis and who knows what. This cocktail's called tequila. 1800 tequila.
You plant, you mow, you grow, you dream. Meet the new definition of durability. The John Deere Select Series. With endless possibilities, what will you create? The new Select Series X310 with power steering is here. Drive one today at your John Deere dealer.
Turn to WB Mason for all your office coffee needs, like Keurig Brewers and Green Mountain K-Cups. Who do you call for the flavors you want at prices you'll savor? Who but WB Mason?
Stay tuned to Yes after the final out for the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry break down tonight's series opener in the Bronx. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz talks to the team in the clubhouse, and you can hear Joe Girardi's comments in the manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame, and it's only on Yes. Yankees bring in Mariano Rivera. Tie game at home after 8. You'll never have a save situation. And he will face the bottom third of the Tiger order.
So, Flash, I have heard and Michael has too. Are you the W.B. Mason guy without the mustache? Do you like incognito, like Clark Kent throwing the mustache on?
Oh, that's what's on your mind in a 6-6 game?
I just saw it. It just came to my mind. I'm very relaxed. Mariano's in the game. He won't give us an answer, Michael. See?
Well, you have to get on Twitter to find out. That seems to be the theme on Twitter.
Ouch.
Right back to Mo. 1 out.
What do you think? He's done that 4,000 or 5,000 times in his career? Jammed a lefty, broken a bat?
These bats are expensive nowadays, too.
Think Mariano cares? Huh?
A lot of people got nervous because Mo blew his first save opportunity of the year against Tampa Bay, and I asked him about it yesterday. He was on my radio show, and he said, people are allowed to think what they want. He goes, I never doubt myself. He goes, I blow a game, it's in the rearview mirror. I can't worry about it. I don't get nervous on the mound. I don't get nervous about something I did afterward.
You know, it's funny because that's kind of like the answer you're supposed to say.
Right.
But Mariano believes it, and he lives it too. And there is a difference. And there are guys that don't get over things and say, hey, I'm over it. Well, they're not. Mariano, the career he's had, I mean, it's unbelievable. And there's only one way you can do it as a closer, and that's it. To have that much confidence in yourself. And just look in there and know, I'm going to throw my cutter, and I know you can't hit it.
I asked him, do you ever get nervous? He goes, yeah. He said, when my guys in the bullpen are in and I'm watching them, I get nervous for them. He said, because I can't help them. He said, once they're out on the mound, so I worry.
He mixed it up there. He threw a two-seamer to Peralta right there, right on the inside corner.
Little housekeeping. Because the Yankees tied the game, that keeps alive Nova's 15-game winning streak, so he could still, if he wins his next game, tie Roger Clemens for the longest winning streak by a Yankee pitcher. And with the Yankees getting that 6th run, I told you Verlander cannot get the win, and now that leaves Yankee Stadium as the only American League ballpark where he has not picked up the victory. Strike 3. Peralta down looking.
Well, Paul, you mentioned that two-seamer to Peralta earlier in the at-bat, and it just opens up the inside corner for the cutter. Go right off the plate inside, and it'll cut back.
Yeah, that's a tough at-bat, and if you just see that, I mean, there's two separate directions. The two-seamers coming in on you, and then you see that cutter, which is in the hitting zone. It's a little inside, and then it cuts back over, and it just fools you as a hitter.
And there's a strike to Santiago.
One thing I never did understand were guys that went up, especially left-handed hitters, and took pitches from Mariano. He's not going to walk him, you know. And as he gets ahead in the count, the cutter's getting tougher and tougher. There were pitchers in your career, Flash, that you look at that you don't go up there trying to set up to get into hitters count. Mariano's one of them. You might as well go up there, dig in, and know that he's not going to give you a great pitch to hit. Try to jam shot one somewhere.
That's another broken bat.
I played for Sparky Anderson in Detroit, and he was interesting. He had these philosophies, you face a closer down by 3, take pitches, give him the opportunity to walk you. But he would also change that with a guy like Mariano and say, listen, he's not going to walk you, to your point.
Yourself.
Yeah,
yep.
Go up there and swing the bat. You're going to have to beat him.
The 1-2. Looped into the infield. One hop. Jeter fires to first. Got him. So Mariano comes on and works a 1-2-3 ninth. Martin, Jeter, and Granderson will try to win it in the bottom of the ninth.
The problem with adjustable beds is they're too expensive.
Not anymore. My Power Bob with Bobopedic is only $9.99 in full or queen size.
Theirs is $26.99.
It's embarrassing.
For them, yours is $1,700 less.
Take it all in or go all out. A party for two or 202. With available Jeep 4x4 capability and up to 29 miles per gallon highway, you choose your freedom, and your Jeep Compass or Patriot can handle the rest. The 2012 Jeep Compass and Jeep Patriot, the evolution of a legendary bloodline.
Lease the Compass Latitude front-wheel drive for $199 a month for well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles.
Today my journey brings me to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spend the day with Geico driver Casey Mears. I told him the secret to saving money on car insurance. He told me the secret to his car setup. First, he adjusts his speed. And a quarter cup of pineapple juice. Or was that the secret to his barbecue sauce?
Hey, secret sauce.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more. Visit J&R, giving you the real deal in electronics since 1971.
Looks like leather, but it's not. It's a unique fabric. Looks like an ordinary sofa and love seat, but it's not. There's 4 built-in recliners. Looks expensive, but it's not. Now only $9.99, and that's for both pieces.
Yankee family lost one of its own today. Moose Skowron passed away at the age of 81 after a long battle with cancer. Big, strong, right-handed hitter. 14 seasons in the big leagues, 9 of them with the Yankees, 5 world championships, 4 with the Yankees, 1 with the Dodgers, and one of the sweetest men that you will ever meet. Just a nice, nice guy. Always had a smile on his face, always had a friendly word. And our condolences go out to the Skowron family. A real gentleman passed away today. Paul, did you ever get any chance to talk with Moose?
He was in the locker room in Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
And again, the things that you were saying, I was just thinking in my head, shaking my head. Just a wonderful guy. A guy who was very fortunate just to come over with the Yankees and have the privilege of meeting.
Always used to hang around with Hank Bauer. They were very close, and they were at all the fantasy camps. And, John, I'm sure you ran into him at Old Timers Day. What a guy.
Well, nice guy. I remember he would play in Yogi Berra's golf tournament in Jersey and would kind of stay on one of the holes and sign autographs for fans when they came through and played, and just a great guy. A lot of fun to be around.
He will be missed. Brian Villarreal comes in for the Tigers, their 5th pitcher. This is his 4th game. Hasn't worked that much, as you can see, and he's going to face 9-1-2 in the Yankee order. Martin, Jeter, and Granderson. Yankees are 10-8. The Tigers are 10-9. And the righty deals high. So he throws hard, 94 miles an hour. Martin had a 2-run home run in the 5th inning against Verlander.
No, this was the 5th inning. A fastball out over the plate, and he hammers it deep to right center. We see swings like that, a guy who's struggling, and say, that might be the one swing that gets him going again. Hitting the ball the other way with some pop.
A strike. Rafael Soriano gets ready in case there's a 10th inning. Dials that one up to 95.
Those situations you really have to bear down as a hitter and take the situation of the game out of your mind. You know, that everybody wants to walk up there and be a game winner, hit the home run. You really have to just try to hit the ball hard somewhere. I mean, if the pitcher makes a mistake, you'll hit it. But to try to go up there and force a home run, very hard to do.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Wait a long time to read that.
That was a late one. People were ready to record and disseminate if I didn't say that.
Yeah,
yeah, they
what
were
if you would
poised.
have like gone deep on the first pitch? You would have had to do it in the post game.
No, they might have been able to disseminate. The 3-2. Grounded to second. One away. Well, here's Derek Jeter. 0 for 4. Probably didn't think he'd get a chance to extend his hitting streak. He's at 15 straight. Grounded to second in the first, struck out in the third, grounded to first in the fifth, grounded out to short in the seventh.
Tell you one thing, he better dial it up a little bit because Russell Martin just had a 7-pitch at bat, and I don't think anything was under 95.
Jeter just came off a road trip where he hit 12 for 22, 545, and that's the highest he ever hit on a road trip with 20 or more at bats. It's a solid road trip.
Two pretty good places to hit, Fenway Park and Ballpark in Arlington.
Arlington might be the best.
Yeah.
The Coors Field of the American League.
The 1-0.
Windy down there, wasn't it, Michael?
It was windy a couple of days, yes. One day it was windy out, though. The 2-0. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1. The 2-1.
Well, as you look at that, that's 96. It's got that sink going in on it. I mean, that's tough.
I'm watching him, and we saw his numbers when he came in, and Michael mentioned it. He hasn't gotten a lot of work.
Right.
I don't understand why. That's 96 with some movement. Looks like he throws across his body a little bit.
Just the guy you want to dig in on him.
And he walked him. So the winning run is on base.
Good at bat by Jeet. Starting him off with a slider, got behind, and Jeet going to walk.
Granderson doubled in the first inning. Since then, fly to right, fly to center, and struck out. Outfielders deep, guarding against the extra base hit.
Yeah, Joe West, everybody was dancing back there on that one. Overthrown a little bit. Boy, I tell you what, as a left-handed hitter, you see that ball coming at that front knee, and you've already kind of planted your weight. It's really hard to get out of the way.
Now Jones comes out and talks.
Avila behind the plate, catcher for the Tigers, pretty good reputation as a thrower.
Looked like a very soothing conversation. A little smile on his face.
I always love the pitching coaches going out there and they try to leave with a smile or something like that. I mean, you're in win or lose here, but you can't portray that, I guess, to a young pitcher.
You knew him, John. Is he that sort of guy?
Yeah, he's just a steady guy. You never see him. What's the phrase? Too high or too low?
Yeah.
Two and 0.
Watching this kid throw, I mean, it's fastball after fastball. We're seeing one slider. As a hitter, you're watching Curtis Granderson on deck or Alex Rodriguez. Really got to stay disciplined in the strike zone. You're probably going to get a fastball. Just make sure it's over the plate.
Well, you're watching him on the mound too, and you can tell everything's just kind of speeding up. His everything, it starts happening quicker and quicker, and it's hard to slow down and realize that you need to throw strikes. You need to try to get a ground ball. I've always said that Yankee hitters, they'll let you dig as deep a hole as you want, and that's one of the strengths of the Yankee lineup. They just swing at strikes.
Three and 1, and Alex Rodriguez is on deck. Wow. 97 he dialed it up to.
3-2, you running here, Flash?
The guy throwing 97, he's thrown 2 fastballs by Granderson.
It's kind of a tough call.
And Alex Rodriguez on deck, who's had a big night swinging the bat.
If you're hinting that you're saying no, you're just waiting to see what happens. And you can say, I told you so, right?
Almost threw that past fielder.
But once in a while, those guys that are hard throwers at the plate, they like to throw it hard over to first, too. Probably kind of what Jeet's commenting on. It looked like a fastball over there. Like he's leaning, Flash.
A little bigger lead.
There he goes.
99.
Wow. The left side of the Tiger infield constantly has their bare hand in their back pocket until the ball is released. So it's a little chilly out there on this Friday evening. He'll get it out. Jeter goes again. And the ball gets away from Avila. Jeter around second. He's going to go to third. And now the tying run, or the winning run, is 90 feet away.
See, Flash, that's why you run. You never know when that one's going to ricochet off the shin guard. Cheats in motion, but he's smart enough to look back, see what's happening, sees the ball rolling over there. Actually, Prince Fielder comes in from first base. Big play there.
So that's a walk, and Jeter moves to third on the wild pitch.
Now there's some options here, Flash.
Yeah.
Let's go through. Do you walk bases loaded with a guy who's struggling with control with a lefty on deck? Or you just go after Alex and try to get a strikeout or a double play?
Well, Alex has faced this kid one time. He's 1 for 1 with a home run.
Well, they have a meeting at the mound. They are bringing the outfield all the way in to the point where they could throw out Jeter on a fly ball. Anything deeper, the Yankees would win the game. Also, the infield comes in. So Alex has a big advantage here. A hard ground ball probably gets through unless it's right at a fielder. Here's the game right here, bottom of the 9th inning, 6-6. Rodriguez is 3 for 4 tonight.
Ooh.
1-0.
You know, it's funny because if you're hitting right here, you're wondering, are they going to try to make perfect pitches? Or are they coming right after me? And you still, after that first pitch, don't know.
Don't know.
Because that ball was very close to being a strike.
The 1-0. 2-0. Rob Thompson, the third base coach, going through the signs. Alex not even looking down there, so these are just for the base runners.
Yeah, I think as the hitter, you know, you have to take a strike here, even if you're, you know, a future Hall of Famer. This guy is just digging a hole for himself.
The right-hander sets. And the pitch. And that one gets past Avila. Here comes Jeter. Yankees win. The Yankees win 7-6 on a walk-off wild pitch.
Flash, you're going to have to talk about this. This kid has a lot of movement and throws hard.
Well, this is the way it's going for the Detroit Tigers lately. I mean, you score 6 runs. You have your ace on the mound. You think you're going to be in line for a W. And then a wild pitch. Game over.
And the Yankees are good enough to beat you on any given night, but to, you know, to almost give them a game with a couple wild pitches. Alex Rodriguez did a good job. Jeet did a good job. Good break off the third base. Much closer than I thought it was going to be at home plate. He actually dropped the ball, but
I don't know if he got the greatest read on that ball, you know, because it wasn't a ball in the dirt that as a runner you're actually anticipating. It was off the glove.
A lot of times from third base too, that ball went kind of behind him, and you're shielded. You don't get a good read. That's why I say Alex did a good job at kind of being a traffic cop here and then waving him home. Well, Avila got a good ricochet there and got the ball to the home plate, but
yeah, see, he goes back to third base a little bit. Derek Jeter does.
Let's go down to the field, and Meredith Marakovitz is with the captain. Meredith.
Derek, some good heads-up base running by you all the way around. Take me through that last sequence, scoring on that wild pitch.
I really couldn't see it. I saw Al motion for me to go, so I went. It was close play, a lot closer than it probably should have been.
You look at this team as a whole. You came back twice with a guy like Verlander on the mound. What does that say about you guys?
Verlander's tough. I mean, you're not going to score very many runs off him. We were fortunate we hit a couple home runs, but we didn't give up, and we had a little luck today, too.
For you guys, good win overall. Struggled a little bit the last part of that Texas series. Feel good to just get a win on the board here?
It's good to win. I mean, not necessarily we struggled. You know, Texas beat us. That's the bottom line. You face good teams, sometimes they're going to beat you. But we were fortunate to get this one today.
Derek, thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Derek, and thank you, Meredith, as well. Stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Here's the final play of the game as Derek Jeter streaks home 90 feet to a victory, and the Yankees win 7-6. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up right here on Yes.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport.
Mine was earned off Vietnam in 1968.
Over the South Pacific in 1943.
I got mine in Iraq 2003.
USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
Oh, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me.
Galileo.
Galileo. Galileo?
Figaro.
Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Let me go.
We will not let you go.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
It's a Nissan Nirvana. Pre-owned Nissan.tv, your direct line to the largest selection of pre-owned Nissans New York has to offer. With one of the largest selections of pre-owned Nissans on the net, this is the one website anyone serious about paying less must visit. At pre-owned Nissan.tv, you can shop without worry, because every pre-owned Nissan from pre-owned Nissan.tv comes with a 48-hour love it or exchange it policy. Pre-owned Nissan.tv is heaven on the net for anyone looking for a pre-owned Nissan for less.
Yankees come back twice in this one to win 7-6. A big part of it was the Land Rover drive of the game. What was it, John?
Well, Alex Rodriguez, a big night swinging the bat, but at the bottom of the fourth against Verlander leading off, a solo shot to right field, his fourth of the year, is your Land Rover drive of the game.
Nice way to start the homestand for the Yankees. Start of the three-game set against the Tigers, who have now lost 5 straight and 7 of 8. Yankees 7-9-1, Tigers 6-13-1. Time of the game 3:30. Rivera got the win. Villarreal took the loss. Austin Jackson had a good game. So did Alex Rodriguez, and Russell Martin chipped in with a 2-run home run. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Meredith Marakovitz. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, director John Wilson, Jared Bosnack, John Purcell, Ed Delaney, Woody Fryman, and our executive producer at the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Tigers from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage will begin at 3:30 p.m. right here on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, Yankees 7 and the Tigers 6. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, who are standing by in our Yes Network studios. Guys?
And Michael
this ball game is tied. And a 1-0 count on Eric Sogard.
Sogard hits one high to right field, headed for the corner. Markakis is looking up, and that baby is gone. And the A's lead 3-1.
And a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Davis.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes on strikes.
1-2 to Robert Andino.
And he's gone. That'll be the second strikeout for McCarthy. Markakis 3-for-11 lifetime off the Oakland right-hander. Ground ball to second. Weeks, shortstop. Oh, yes! Weeks to Pennington to first for the out. You'll be seeing that a few times. And the Orioles have runners at first and third. And here's Andino. Andino to short. Runners coming to the plate. Go for two. There's one. Weeks to first. Can't be much more effective than McCarthy has been in this game.
That'll bring up Josh Reddick, who is 0 for 2.
2-2 delivery. He lifts that one in the air to right center field. That is way back, and goodbye home run. He just tears up Oriole pitching, and he will make it a 4-1 ball game. So the Orioles have just one out to work with as they trail 5-2. And Belfour is looking at the opportunity for a save. Andino to second base. Weeks bobbles. Andino charging, but that's the ball game.
A's get the win, 5-2 the final. They have won 7 of their last 10 now. They have moved above 500 for the first time since May 18th of last year. Brandon McCarthy has allowed 2 runs or fewer in all but 1 start this year and finally picked up his first win. Now on Saturday, Oakland will go with Tyson Ross, who struggled with his control last time out, walking 5 batters. And the Mets' Dylan Gee will make his first career start against the Rockies. His last start was a clunker, allowing 7 runs and 12 hits to the Giants. Good luck at Coors Field there. All right, still to come. When Yovani Gallardo has nightmares, I'm pretty sure they involve the St. Louis Cardinals. And in San Francisco, the Panda was trying to extend his 19-game hit streak. Could he do it? The answer's next.
Quick Pitch is brought to you by the all-new Fiat 500 Abarth. Visit fiatusa.com/Abarth. On MLB Network's Tuesday Night Showcase, Hamels and Beachy will take the hill as J-Roll and the Fightin' Phils hit Atlanta to face Freeman and the Braves. Catch Phillies Braves on MLB Network's Tuesday Night Showcase, live at 7 Eastern.
Think you can't get great auto insurance coverage and a great rate? Think again. Mary switched to Allstate and saved $326 on her car insurance. John switched and saved $263. Joanne and Vince switched and saved $311. Drivers who switched to Allstate saved an average of $336 a year on car insurance. That's right, $336 a year. And Allstate will send you 2 bonus checks a year every year you stay accident-free with our safe driving bonus. Want more? Call now and get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up with Deductible Rewards, and another $100 off every year you don't have an accident, down to 0.
With Allstate, I save between $200 and $250 a month.
We easily save more than $400 a year on our car insurance by using Allstate.
When I switched to Allstate, my savings amounted to $436 a year.
You see, with Allstate, you can get great coverage and a great rate.
Call now for a quote. 1-877-361-0101.
When my husband and I switched to Allstate, we had a monthly savings of $120. That's $1,400 a year.
When I switched from my old insurance company to Allstate, I saved over $800 a year.
And Allstate will send you 2 bonus checks a year every year you stay accident-free with our safe driving bonus. Call now and get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up with Deductible Rewards, and another $100 off every year you don't have an accident, down to 0. And you don't have to wait until your policy expires. Switch more than one policy and save even more. You'll be dancing too. Let the good hands people give you great protection and a great rate.
Call now for a quote or to find a local Allstate agent. 1-877-361-0101. Call right now, 1-877-361-0101.
Water was meant to be perfect. Crisp, clear, untouched. That's why there's Brita, to make the water we drink taste a little more perfect. Reduce lead and other impurities with the advanced filtration system of Brita.
The big games, the big picture, only on MLB Network. With live look-ins to the big plays on MLB Tonight, plus live games 4 nights a week. Get baseball's big picture only on MLB Network.
Another game with a hit for Pablo Sandoval.
Sandoval, high drive deep to right field, into the upper deck.
19 in a row to start the year.
Yeah, the Panda can hit. Coming into Friday, he had a 19-game hit streak, and that's the 4th longest in Major League history to start a season. He'll need to keep hitting for about a week and a half to get the record, and he's 11 games from tying the all-time mark set by Ron LaFleur in 1976. He had a hit in the first 30 games of that season. So could Sandoval make it an even 20 against the Padres? There he is. You always like to get these things out of the way early. Bottom of the third. Already 0 for 1 in the game, but now he's 1 for 2. And yeah, there's that hit streak up to 20 games now. Pablo Sandoval just raking. Top of the 4th, Padres already have 1 in the inning. They got 1 on, 2 outs. Cameron Maybin singles to left, allowing Orlando Hudson to score. Padres, they take a 3-1 lead. Putting some runs on the scoreboard. Bottom of the 5th we go. Buster Posey at the plate. We got 1 on, 2 outs. Drives this ball deep to right. Will Venable is there. He's got a beat on it, jumps, but cannot come up with it. Check it out one more time. Just pops out of his glove. Would have been a real nice play. Giants cut the lead to 3-2. Top 7, runner on 3rd. We got 1 out. Chase Headley, single up the middle. Jesus Guzman, he comes around to score. Padres take a 4-2 lead. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th now. Giants trailing 5-2. Leading off, it's Buster Posey. Deep to left center. Does it have enough? It does. 4th home run of the year, Giants. Cut the lead to 5-3. Later in the inning, Ryan Terrio, the tying run at the plate, but Andrew Kashner got him. Padres hang on to win 5-3. Nick Hundley ties a career high with 4 hits in the win for San Diego. Chase Headley has now hit safely in 16 of his last 18 games, and Eric Hacker took the loss in his first major league start. The Panda just keeps hitting. He's creeping up on this list right here. Longest hit streaks to begin the season, the last 40 seasons here. Ron LaFleur, as we said before, those 30 games, so he needs 10 more games of hitting to tie at the all-time mark. Brewers, Cardinals, Giovanni Gallardo on the hill, and St. Louis has never made it easy for the Brewers' #1. Gallardo 1-8 with a 6.17 ERA in 12 career starts.
And Skip Schumacher swings and hits it deep to left center. Back goes the left fielder Brown on the move, on the move. Nigel Morgan can't get it. It's down. It's to the wall.